Hello and welcome to the Tokyo Aquatics Center. It is day 8 of what has been an utterly enthralling swimming competition of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. We welcome you to this grand venue for the final session, which is set to see 15 sets of medals gifted to swimmers who finished first, second or third in their respective events. And it's People's Republic of China who lead the way in the medal standings, but just trailing them by 1 with 12 medals is RPC, who really shot up the standings with a phenomenal performance on day 7 of competition. Ukraine, Italy and the United States are lurking just a little way behind the teams with multiple gold medals or double figures of gold medals at this swimming competition of 2020. Italy find themselves looking for further gold medals tonight. Australia will be challenging for some, Ukraine undoubtedly, RPC and indeed People's Republic of China, who are searching in one event at least for a podium lockout. That is Team Australia, a handful of the swimmers, a handful of the team officials who've made their way poolside in the hopes of encouraging some of their swimmers to further success in the pool. Australia's growing medal tally, they're among the highest of all the medal contenders, but they've only picked up 5 golds, and that's been perhaps of concern for a side that prides itself on being amongst the best every single event, competition or tournament. The host nation themselves only have 2 gold medals, but do have 8 overall. Let's take a look at the session for you. It gets underway with a handful of events that do stand out, but the men's and women's 400-meter freestyle S10 finals are going to be massive in a sense, and so too the 200 individual medley for the SM9s, men and women. A couple of freestyle sprints for you to enjoy in the S5 and the S8 before we end off with breaststroke events, the SB12s in the 100-meter and 200-meter. But where are you looking for the most excitement tonight?
I think one of the biggest races will be the men's 100-meter breaststroke in the SB13 classification. Engel from Germany broke the world record this morning. He's going to be challenged by Ihar Boki, who's just a phenomenal swimmer all around. Breaststroke is, of course, his weakest, though, and as well as there's going to be challenge from David Abrams from the United States. Another good one, too, is the women's 100-meter breaststroke S11. I just love watching the rivalry between Brensma, Maggia, and Pellandrito.
Oh, yes. Watch out for world records in that race, too. Japan, welcome to Japan. It's Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. And the excitement continues in the pool. This glorious aquatic center, in which no fans, disappointingly, owing to the pandemic. But there are plenty of competitors, teammates watching on their friends and family. Mind you, in the Trans-Tasman rivalry between Australia and New Zealand, there might be some competition from New Zealand tonight. We have 4 finalists going in the evening finals. We begin with the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB7. And it's an event in which we've gone straight to the final. And there are a couple of Australians involved in that event too. Purpose-built venue this for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games. So the world record holder is a man who will be attempting to claim yet another gold in this. He's won the last 3 world championships and gold in 2016. Carlos Serrano of Colombia, 23-year-old, who's a 1:11 swimmer over this distance. And in this field of 7, Jadov and Bermudez nowhere close to those sort of times. Sadi will have to swim out of his skin, so too Ongles. But you're looking at Cochrane and Efrosinin as being the real challengers to Serrano, if any happens.
Yeah, I mean, Serrano Zarate, the world record holder in this event, he's swimming well, so you could see the world record go.
So we're going to introduce the athletes individually as they make their way out separately. The competitors going in lane 1 is the 27-year-old Asian Parapans game champion in the 50 fly, a man who's not swimming in his favorite event here, but Suyash Narayan Jadhav goes in 1 for India. Venezuela's Alejandro Bermúdez Sosa goes in 7. Going in 2 is a man who has medalled at the World Championships, but never at the Paralympic Games, and he's twice won individual medley events at the Commonwealth Games. Jesse Ongles goes for Australia in 2. Christian Sadi, known to many as Tian, is a 23-year-old from South Africa, 6th in the 200 IM and a 3-time World Championship medalist. He goes in 6. Blake Cochran goes in 3 for Australia. Gold in 2012. He won silver in 2008 and 2016. Twice a world champion. Igor Efrosinin, World Championship silver medalist and European champion. But going in lane 4 is the man who is favoured to win this title. He doesn't only hold the Americas record, he holds the world record and the Paralympic record. He is the defending champion and has won the last 3 World Championship titles. He's also won 50-meter freestyle gold at these championships, or silver at these championships, and 200-meter individual medley bronze. But bear in mind, he won gold, silver and bronze in Rio. If he wins this, he's got gold, silver and bronze in Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, he's going to be very tough to catch. If there's any pressure on him, it's going to come from Efrosinin, who's a very good closer, as well as Cochran, who won the gold medal in London 2012 and the silver medal in Rio. So that's where the pressure will come from.
Next is the men's 100 meters breaststroke final.
So to the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB7 final. Here's Cochran. Now 30 years old. Not quite at the peak of his powers when he was world champion. Tian Sadi, representing South Africa. He's very much an outside chance of a medal. So Jadov, Ongles, Cochran, Serrano, Efrosinin, Sadi and Bermúdez. Getting away very nicely. Going in lane 4 is the world record holder Serrano, but he's not in front after the underwater. It is Cochran who's in front, but Serrano's going to make that up in the stroke. It's a little battle between Efrosinin and Sadi in lanes 5 and 6, but watch the speed of Serrano Serrate in the water. He's absolutely tearing through the first 50.
He is. He's really attacking this. I think he might be going after his world record already. I mean, he's already left Cochran and Efrosinin in his dust. Again, though, Efrosinin, a very good closer, so definitely watch out for him.
Well, this is almost bordering on the outrageous here. He leads by virtually 3 seconds at the wall at 50 and coming home. Great turn from Blake Cochran, though. A real medal chance for Blake Cochran to make it 4 consecutive Paralympic Games in which he has medaled in the same event. That is a rare achievement in itself. And indeed, Efrosinin is starting to pull away from everybody else and close in on Cochran. So too Ongles looking to close in on Cochran. Going for the world record, though. He's maybe just a little behind it here, but he's certainly giving it a go. Is Carlos Serrano Serrate, gold medalist. Last 3 world champion titles are his. The world record holder won't break his world record, but he'll set a new Paralympic record on the way to the wall. The Colombian finishes in gold medal position and claims a full, complete and brilliant set of Paralympic medals again at the Paralympic Games. After Rio, a gold, silver and bronze, a gold, silver and bronze again here at Tokyo 2020. Finishes ahead of Blake Cochran and Efrosinin, who touched for second, just ahead of the Australian. So Blake Cochran, who has won gold, twice won silver, he's now got bronze, and in this event, 4 medals and 3 different colors. But for Serrano, now equals Crispin as the only Colombians to win 6 Paralympic Games medals. Jesse Ongles out of the medals despite his attempted fight back. Carlos Serrano, Paralympic record 1:12.01. Blake Cochran is going to be a happy man after his 1:16.97 to bring him the bronze. Not too far away from Efrosinin, who picked up the silver medal. Blake Cochran in your shot for just a moment, but taking a look at the race overall.
And you see Serrano Zarate in that green cap, but it was really Blake Cochran with that beautiful first with the start and the underwater. Serrano Zarate, though, no one could match this opening speed. His stroke is just so quick. He shoots right off the wall, goes into the underwater, a slight fly kick, and then he comes back up. And he was just fast this entire way. I mean, he blew everyone out. Although you have to say that Efrosinin, we know he's a good closer, and he proved that again here. He really closed on Blake Cochran there right at the end.
So no surprises in the opening race on day 8 of competition. That Carlos Serrano, the defending champion, has won the Paralympic gold yet again in the 100-meter breaststroke SB7, ahead of RPC's Igor Efrosinin, while Blake Cochran of Australia just dialing back the years a little as he claims his 4th consecutive medal in this event at the Paralympic Games. This is the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB7 final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for the women's 100 meters breaststroke SB7 final.
To introduce the individuals doing battle here. Going in lane 8 for Denmark is the Aarhus-based Danish swimmer Amalie Winter, 25-year-old, who's finished 7th in both her finals at these games. Vendula Dushkova of Czech Republic goes in lane 1. She finished 6th in the 400 free and 8th in the 200 individual medley. Going for Colombia. In lane 7 is Giselle Prada, studying sports science. Trying to work her training in around that. The Colombian flag is out for the likes of Crispin, Serrano, and indeed Prada. Somojero Mandujano of Mexico, a psychology student who won the 50 fly S7 at the 2017 World Championships, goes in the final here. Jessica Long, gold medalist in 2012, bronze in 2008, silver in 2016. Nikita Howarth goes for New Zealand in lane 3, the 22-year-old, who was a previous 200-meter individual medley gold champion at the Paralympic Games. Now, Tiffany Thomas-Kane, just 20. The world champion, the gold medalist in 2016 in the SB6 classification. Going in lane 4 after the quickest time in the preliminaries was RPC's Maria Pavlova, 22-year-old, bronze in the 200 IM SM9. Somebody who's been putting together big performances. Elizabeth Marks, the world record holder and Paralympic record holder, on the way to the Rio de Janeiro finals. There's Nikita Howarth. Remarkably, swimming with a serious arm problem is the New Zealander. Ms. Howarth. She broke her arm before these games, wasn't expecting too much from her, and only on medical advice that said competing won't do any additional damage, she is here. So she's going through the pain and discomfort to compete in the final. Dushkova, Somojero, Howarth, Pavlova, Thomas-Kane, Long, Prada, and Winter. It's a great start from both Howarth and Tiffany Thomas-Kane, going in 3 and 5 respectively. So the Trans-Tasman rivalry looked to get going off the starting blocks, but straight between them, Maria Pavlova, and she looks imperious in her stroke.
She does, and she was actually very slow off the start in comparison to the rest of the field, but once she gets into her stroke, she's hard to beat. Never discount, though, Tiffany Thomas-Kane. She was the gold medalist in the SB6 classification in Rio. She's now been classed up, but she knows how to swim this event, and she has remarkable closing speed. There's, of course, Jessica Long as well, and you can see her right now making up a lot of ground on Tiffany Thomas-Kane. Long doesn't have great turn. She's going to get hurt there because she has no push-off, but she's such a technically sound swimmer. She's very good at the end, too.
So this is going to be a bit of a battle here. It's Howarth and Thomas-Kane who had the better turns on Jessica Long as they battled for silver and bronze, because at the moment there's no battle for the gold at all. It's a battle against herself. Bronze medalist in the 200 IM. This was always set to be her best event, Maria Pavlova, and she's looking so strong coming to the wall. No signs of tiring, but Tiffany Thomas-Kane and Long alongside one another. They're starting to pull away from Nikita Howarth, just falling back ever so slightly. But this is going to be a rollicking victory for the athlete from RPC, representing RPC, coming to the wall now. It's going to be outside of world record time, but it is going to be a fantastic victory by a comfortable margin. Who takes silver? Who takes bronze? What a touch from Jessica Long, right at the wall. And Thomas-Kane for Australia takes the brilliant bronze. That was a fantastic finish from Jessica Long, but take nothing away from the superb swim of Maria Pavlova. That is a prodigious Paralympic performance from Pavlova. Long congratulates Thomas-Kane that she has silver. We do need to confirm the official results, however. Tiffany Thomas-Kane, the world champion in 2015 in the SB6 classification. It's a good swim to make the medals in the SB7 here.
And you see Pavlova, she did not have the greatest start. She was very slow coming off the blocks in comparison to the rest of the swimmers, but that didn't matter at all. Her stroke was so clean. It was so much longer. Here you see her coming into the wall. She's way ahead of Tiffany Thomas-Kane, who at this point I think was second coming into that first 50. But then coming off, Pavlova, again, she's really just in a class by herself as Tiffany Thomas-Kane comes down. And here, again, you just see Pavlova, that very long stroke, stretching way ahead of anyone else. And she touches first, and then you can just see the remarkable finish from Jessica Long and Tiffany Thomas-Kane. Jessica, she just out-touched Tiffany Thomas at the end.
A big wave from the youngster. What a swim. Another wonderful example of her ability in the pool. Pavlova, as she takes the gold that she's been missing from this Paralympic Games. A 1:31.44, and she takes gold ahead of Jessica Long, who now has 71 global medals and indeed 27 Paralympic Games medals, as she draws level with the legendary Daniel Diaz on 27 medals. Tiffany Thomas-Kane takes bronze. Nikita Howarth misses out on the podium. The men's 100-meter Freestyle S6 final is next. Well, Colombia has had a competitor in the first, the second, and now the third races, but let's get to the competitors who will be doing battle here. Representing China in lane 8 is Wang Qingang, the 30-year-old 50 fly gold medalist, 6th at the World Championships in London. Flag of the People's Republic of China. His second competitor makes his way toward the starters blocks. The very relaxed 33-year-old, bronze in the 200 IM, 50 fly silver, and a relay gold already after finishing 4th in Rio in this event. Hopes for something here. The 24-year-old from Netherlands, the 2018 European champion, Thijs van Hofwegen, goes in 7. The man who will be 29 at Paris 2024, the next Olympic and Paralympic Games. He finished 4th at both the World Championships and the European Championships, and in his previous final here, hoping for one better, goes in 2 for France. Alexander Komarov, bronze medalist in 2016 and 2-time World Championship medalist, goes in 6 for Ukraine. Colombia's silver medalist from 2016 and the very popular 200 individual medley gold medalist Nelson Crispin, also silver in the 100 breast and a bronze in the 50 fly. 3-time and reigning world champion he is. He did not, however, qualify quite as fast as this man, Taliesin Glock, man who swims for the Instituto de Daniel Diaz. He goes in lane 5, while Antonio Fantin, Paralympic record in the heats for the world record holder and European champion. He's the 2017 world champion as well. And he seems to be the man in form. World record at the European Championships in May. And then a Paralympic record in the heats this morning. Crispin, though, 3-time and reigning world champion in this event. Already on a massive high after 3 podium places in his events here at Tokyo 2020. Alongside Fantin. And going in lane 5 as well on the outside is Taliesin Glock of Brazil, who will be one to watch. Heavily tattooed right arm. He was hit by a train as a youngster. He needed to have amputations to his left arm and left leg, but he is quick in the water and he's already helped Brazil to success in the relay. Gia, Chardin, Crispin, Fantin, Glock, Komarov, Van Hofwegen and Wang. Men's 100-meter Freestyle S6 is underway, and again another explosive start from both the Chinese swimmers and indeed Crispin going in lane 3. Taliesin Glock looks really good in the water. Great power from his legs, lots of driving from Taliesin Glock through the water, and that relay gold he helped Brazil to. Another imperious leg, but right now it is the Chinese swimmers going in the outside lanes, Wang and Jia, who are putting the real pressure going up to 50.
Yeah, I mean, Jia Hongguang, he's got that super powerful kick and he's using that in every way he can. Fantin has the lower limb paralysis. That means he's got to make up ground this entire way. But right now, Jia Hongguang, he's got to watch out for this finish. His legs, they're going to start to tire a little bit, but he's still maintaining that lead despite the charge at the end now from Fantin.
25 meters to go, and Jia Hongguang is trying desperately to hang on to his position in the lead. He's in front, but not by much. It's going to be, though, a pass in the water with Fantin and Glock going head-to-head with Crispin. But ultimately, it is going to be Fantin, who looks to be just ahead of Crispin at the close. It's going to be Fantin in world record time ahead of the Colombian as Glock takes another medal with a podium place touching 3rd. But what a world record swim, a 1:03.71, as he takes 0.05 of a second off his own world record that he set in May as he went on to become European champion. He is now Paralympic champion, leaving the world champion in silver medal position. And for Glock of Brazil, an individual bronze. We knew he was going to be a talent when he burst onto the scene, Antonio Fantin, and he keeps living up to expectation. When he was crowned world champion in 2017, it was a case of he's got something. Didn't deliver immediately afterwards, but at the last European Championships, he came good in the most spectacular way, and he's just beaten that mark by 0.05 of a second. Glock with that bronze. The second bronze for him here.
And look, already Fantin, he's way behind everyone else coming off of the start because he's not able to use the dive. You know, all he does is he just uses his arm to get off. He's way behind again at the 50. It was really Jia Hongguang who was the man to beat at the 50. That's not surprising though, but then it was his legs started to die, and then there was a huge charge at the end from Fantin and Crispin Corzo, who just blew right past Jia Hongguang. And look at this finish from Fantin. He went from way behind at the 50 50 to finishing by over half a body length of anyone else and just smashing the world record. He was so excited at the end there.
He was in an absolute league of his own. He does the Rowan Crothers celebration, which is on the lane rope, and then slide off the lane rope. With the absolute delight of not only winning, but taking out his own world record in the process by 500ths of a second. Doesn't matter how much it's broken by, it matters that it is broken. World record in the pool for Antonio Fantin, as he finishes ahead of Nelson Crispin, who is now Colombia's all-time most successful Paralympian with 7 medals. And Taliesin Glock has a bronze just ahead of Chia Hong Wang, who led for effectively 75 meters of this 100-meter race.
Freestyle S10 final.
And now for the men's 400-meter freestyle S10 final. Now this is set to be perfectly poised for one individual in particular. Going in lane 8, Stefano Raimondi, 100-meter breast champion with 4 medals in his 5 events so far in Tokyo 2020. Going in lane 1 for Germany is the 19-year-old Justin Kaps from Berlin, 5th at Rio in this event.
In lane 7, representing France.
Florent Marais goes for France. In lane 7, 21-year-old, 4th at the last 2 European Championships. From Poland, the 18-year-old, 8th in London, but 3rd at the most recent European Champs. Alan Ogorzalek goes in 2. Maxim Kripak, gold medalist in 2016, the European champion, the world record holder. Plenty more to say about Kripak, but we've got 400 meters. Thomas Gallagher, a business student at Griffith University in the Gold Coast, and a man who swam superbly in the preliminaries to give himself lane 3 for the final. Alexander Elliott of Canada, a 25-year-old who too put in a massive performance in the heats and is looking for his first Paralympic Games medal. Bas Takken of Netherlands, 4th in Rio. How he would love to find himself on the podium here. He's got himself in lane 4 after his 4:07.14 in the preliminaries. But I've got to ask you, before we get anywhere else, and as we look at the world record holder and Paralympic record holder, 3:57.71. We know the speeds he's capable of doing. We've seen Bas Takken go low, but it's day 8 of a 10-day swimming competition. And these are competitors who've all or largely done 5 or 6 events already. How do you prepare mentally, physically?
I mean, you train for this, right? You know the program of events ahead of time. You know where the 400 free lies. And so at this point, even though you're tired, you know, you're just about ready to go home, this is where your training kicks in. You kind of just go on default. And plus, I mean, it's the Paralympics. Everyone's excited. It's finals.
It's finals time. Now, Stefano Raimondi, he might very well be the one example of it. He's swum in so many events. He's put everything in. But in this final, he's an 8. Kaps, Ogorzalek, Gallagher, Takken, Elliott, Kripak, Marais, Raimondi. Good start from Marais of France, getting away very quickly. The underwater of Raimondi is special. And indeed, Kripak is the man to watch going in lane 6. He had a very easy and comfortable swim in the men's 400-meter freestyle S10 preliminaries this morning. So while he is the European champion, the world champion, the world record holder, the defending champion, he's a man who is aiming for his 13th medal and 7th gold in just his 2nd Paralympic Games in this event. And already through 50, he's leading.
He is, but, you know, with Kripak, what really matters here is that he finishes first. Whether or not the world record is going to be challenged remains to be seen. When he set that world record in Rio, he was really going stroke for stroke with Dubrov. And here, I think Takin would love to challenge him in that way. Whether or not Takin is going to be able to hang with Kripak, especially in that second 100 of this 400, remains to be seen, because Kripak is just so strong. Takin, he went out very quickly this morning, but he really took his foot off the gas. So, you know, he's talking now, he's got Kripak to his left. You know he can see him, so it's really going to come down to that second 100.
Well, Kripak is the kind of swimmer that can turn up the pace at any given point, it seems. He almost does it effortlessly. And in all honesty, is the type of swimmer who hates losing more than he loves winning. But he wants to win every single race, every single time he gets into the pool. Now, going in lane 6, he is leading, and by a little bit of a margin. Bas Takin, though, is a very controlled stroke, and he is always going to be swimming his own race. Thomas Gallagher, incidentally, has moved across toward the left side of his lane rope, while Takin swims on the right side of his lane rope. They're swimming on the opposite sides of one another. And Takin making a bit of a move as he touches at the 200 second within a second.
They are, and right now, Takin and Gallagher have actually pulled up quite a bit on Kripak. Kripak just slightly ahead of world record at that 200-meter mark, so we're halfway done with the race. But here's where Kripak, you know that he can see Takin to his right and Gallagher pulling up. I would think that Kripak at this point is really going to want to start to turn on his legs. But the Dutch swimmer and Gallagher are not letting him get away.
And Thomas Gallagher has the additional power and endurance and stamina in his legs. He used to be a lifesaver, somebody who switched from surf lifesaving to actually make the Paralympic Games team. And he's been swimming, paraswimming, for less than a year. And here he is looking to turn up a little heat on Takin. And he looks to be going past Takin here, not by a long way, but just marginally. Just give him an idea that he's a swim cap ahead right now. Kripak will be reminded that both these swimmers are well capable of finishing as strong, maybe, as he?
Perhaps. I mean, Takin, this is exactly where he faded this morning. Now Kripak just slightly over world record pace, but this is the last 100 for him. We know he has that closing speed, but look at Gallagher come up. I mean, he is increasing his stroke rate right now, and then Takin not really letting Gallagher get ahead of him.
Now, the one swimmer that we've not really touched on here goes out in lane 8. Stefano Raimondi is a quality swimmer, and while he's been losing it a little in the stroke, what he has been doing is using his turns so brilliantly, and he's got himself into 4th position here as he's overtaken a couple of swimmers, including Florent Marais of France, and now goes turning in 4th. But there is a little bit of a skittle here on Kripak. Just looks imperious as he turns on the pace, and he's already pulled away. Gallagher is starting to fade. Will Raimondi have enough space left to catch him for the bronze? But for Kripak, it's all about going for the glorious gold. He's aiming for that 7th gold medal at the Paralympic Games and a 13th medal overall for the Ukrainian. Just his 2nd Paralympic Games, touches first ahead of Takin of Netherlands. And indeed, Gallagher will hold on here for a very fine bronze medal. But for Raimondi, he made it rather interesting. For Kripak, I suppose, made it interesting for everybody else. Almost, in hindsight, lets the others back into the race for just a moment before he turned it on in the final 50. Goes sub 4 minutes. That's a quick time in the end. But Maxim Kripak is class apparent. Bas Takin, he looks a little broke. It's not quite at the Hernandez level of expended effort and energy. And that is a genuinely sensational bronze medal for a man who was not a long-time para swimmer.
And right off the start, I mean, Kripak, he goes out. We already know what a wonderful sprinter he is. He comes out with that early speed here, and then he really went into this very consistent stroke, but Bas Takin in the early parts, as well as Thomas Gallagher, they did not let him get out of their vision. And it was not until, I mean, look at this finish from Kripak. It really wasn't until the end that we saw him really turn on the legs. And I mean, Bas Takin and Thomas Gallagher were within body length, but afterwards, I mean, Kripak just blew him out of the pool this last 25 meters.
So Maxim Kripak out of the pool and potentially heading in the direction of into the record books for all the right reasons. Maxim Kripak, his 13th medal at its 2nd Paralympic Games. An astonishing return. 7 of those have been golds. Kripak 3:59.62 ahead of silver medalist Bas Tucken of Netherlands, and Australia's Thomas Gallagher has bronze. To the women's 400-meter freestyle S10 final we go. 6 swimmers will do battle from lanes 2 to 7. Among them, Aurélie Rivard, the 100-meter freestyle gold and winner of the 50, 100 and 400-meter freestyle treble in Rio. Also a silver medalist in this event in London 9 years ago now. She's only 25. So for the 6 starters in this final, going in lane 7 for Colombia, Maria Paula Barrera goes for Colombia. She's finished as high as 6th in her finals, but never higher for the 19-year-old from Cali. Representing Mexico, the 2017 World Championship silver medalist, Stephanie Cristino. Going in lane 6 for Great Britain. Late call-up to the Paralympic Games squad is Zara Maluli, the 18-year-old World Championship bronze medalist from Northampton. Going for Hungary in lane 3 with a seed time of 4:31.53 is Bianca Papp, 5th in Rio, 3rd at the 2017 World Championships and the reigning European champion. Going in 5 for Canada is the gold medalist in 2016, the silver medalist of 2012, the 100 freestyle gold medalist here in Tokyo, plus 2 bronzes, Aurélie Rivard. Olivia Jablonska is the 24-year-old who finished 4th in both London and Rio, but is the reigning world champion in this event. Twice she has finished as the world champion, the 24-year-old from Wroclaw. There is the Canadian world record holder and defending champion, Rivard of Canada. Bianca Papp, who is swimming some of the best times of her career. Still only 21, goes in lane 3 for Hungary. And there is Poland's Jablonska. Cristino of Mexico. Jablonska ready to challenge Rivard. Rivard, this is one of her events, and she will feel after that relatively sluggish start by her incredibly high standards with a couple of bronze medals before the gold in the 100 free, defending her title from Rio. This might be her race. Nobody really astonishingly quick off the starters blocks. In fact, relatively slow reaction times from all. But in terms of underwaters, Rivard has put herself in front.
Yeah, and I mean, Rivard, she's having a wonderful meet right now. We may have thought she was a little slow getting off to the medals in the first instance, but when she went, she smashed the world record in the 100 freestyle. She proved that she's here to stay, and already we see her trying to get out early. Now, there's only 6 swimmers in this event. It was a straight to final event, but the middle 3, Jablonska, Papp, and Rivard, they're all going to be very close together. They all come in with entries within 2 seconds of each other. And also Jablonska and Papp, they've been playing a bit of ping pong here. So Rivard had set the world record back in 2018, but then Jablonska and Papp, they're kind of going 1-2 in some of the recent championships.
They have been indeed. It is Jablonska, the Polish swimmer who won back-to-back world titles in 2017 and 2019, but Papp, the reigning European champion from Madeira, Funchal earlier this year, but Rivard is still leading the way. Let's not discount the likes of Zara Maluli and perhaps even the outer lanes, a challenge to come. But for now, Barrera is starting to fall off the pace, and so too is Cristino of Mexico. But Maluli is holding on, almost in a line with Pap and Jablonska, but Rivard is over a body length in front.
Yeah, she is. Now she's heading into the 150, so once they turn at the 200, they'll be halfway, but Rivard already, she's out very quickly. She's a little bit under world record pace at this point, so the question for her is whether or not she can maintain this throughout the entire 8 lengths. This is, of course, the longest distance available in the S10 classification, so we would consider this, you know, basically the distance events for these swimmers.
But for Rivard, she's got that incredible ability to be able to be competitive in the 50 meters, but also in the 400-meter freestyle event. And she's not just being competitive, she's almost 2 body lengths ahead as she touches at the 200-meter mark. 2:11.01 for Rivard at the wall. That's nearly 3 seconds ahead of Pap and Jablonska as Maluli starts to drop off the pace here.
Now, Pap and Jablonska, Pap, she's really starting to pull away right now. You can see she's trying to put her legs into it and to put some additional pressure on Jablonska, but Jablonska not letting her get too far away if she can. Right now, though, Pap, she's looking very strong in second place.
She certainly is. This is going to be a bit of a challenge here for Jablonska if indeed she can't do something in the next 50 and set up a final run. She's fallen about a second and a half behind Pap here, who's made a good turn. So Pap is maintaining that distance behind Rivard. Rivard perhaps just extending it slightly, but at the moment it looks like Jablonska is falling off the pace. So she will be hoping to have a little something left to be able to hang on for a medal in the end. If Zara Maluli ups her challenge slightly, it is going to be a very good margin of victory here for Rivard if she keeps up at this pace, a 3:17.61. And she turns now almost 4 seconds ahead of Pap.
Yeah, and right now, Pap, though, she's coming on very strong in this last 100, but very likely she's too far back from Rivard. We know what a strong closer Rivard is. I mean, world record holder in the 100. We saw her break that world record here in Tokyo. So at this point, I would say it's all about Rivard. And then the question is whether or not she's going to break the world record. She's quick right now, though.
She really is somebody who trains at the High Performance Center in Quebec. She is looking like she's well on her way to successfully defending a title she won in Rio. Now extends her advantage to over 4 seconds over Pap, and Pap is extending her advantage over Jablonska, with Maluli not able to try to keep up pace with Maluli. This is looking absolutely sensational. For an anti-bullying advocate, she is absolutely battering the world record pace here. And Aurélie Rivard is going to come home in an absolutely sensational time. The gold medalist, defending champion, world record holder, takes out her own world record in the sensational swim for Canada. On top of the podium once again, and to a second place finish for the Hungarian pup, ahead of Jablonska from Poland. But she's spun around and recognizes the special swim that has come. She's celebrating and almost concluded her celebrations by the time the fourth place finisher touches in Zara Maluli, who is over 20 seconds behind. Barrera comes in now in fifth position before a touch by Cristino, but that was an almost unbelievable swim. You can't be taking out a 400-meter world record by over 5 seconds like this. I'm sure there must be an unwritten law. It is just beautiful to watch. Aurélie Rivard, a special moment for an incredibly special swimmer. The fifth Paralympic Games gold medal. Jablonska makes her way from the pool now after finishing third. Just in disbelief, how you take 5 seconds off your 400?
I mean, it is eight lengths of the pool, so I mean 5 seconds, it does happen from time to time, but what a huge swim for Rivard. I mean, she hasn't set, she set that world record back in 2018, so now 3 years later, she dropped 5 seconds. I mean, right off the bat, she went out very hard, but really, I mean, it was the second half where she just continued to extend this lead, and then she came home very strong. We always knew she had that closing speed based on her performance in prior events here. But I mean, no one was even close to her. I mean, she's got to be shocked with a time like that.
Well, that's exactly, that is it. The fact that she has taken so much off this time, put in a time as good as that. World record, 4 minutes, 24.08 seconds. Aurélie Rivard is the world record holder by a mammoth margin, and the Paralympic champion by over 5 seconds. Bear in mind, Bianca Papp swam a time that was equivalent to the previous world record, and she's been beaten by over 5 seconds by the champion Jablonska with a bronze. Here are the medals: gold, silver and bronze, made from recycled material from old mobile phones, about to be presented. This is the medal ceremony for the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB7.
Medals will be presented by Mr. Luca Pancali, governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee.
Mr. Luca Pancali of the IPC, governing board member, will present the medals. And he will be accompanied by Mr. Sano Kazuo, PhD, the president of Japan Swimming Federation for persons with an intellectual impairment.
Bronze medalist representing Australia. Gold medalist, Australia. Blake Cochran.
Well, this is just one of those swims that you have to take your hat off to and applaud. Blake Cochran, he was swimming this event in 2008 when he finished second. And then ended up going to London and won gold. And in Rio, he won silver again. For the first time, he has a bronze medal here, but it's 4 successive Paralympic Games he has won the same medal. And the fact that this last Games has been postponed by another year is testament to his longevity. A 4-time medalist, but for the first time a bronze medalist in the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB7.
Silver medalist representing RPC. King medalist, RPC. Igor Efrosinin.
Igor Efrosinin from RPC. It didn't matter what he was trying to do, the European champion and World Championship silver medalist. He did everything he could to keep Blake Cochran at bay. And indeed, finished half a second ahead of Blake Cochran. But try as he might to catch the eventual champion, he just could not. But swam a good race. Within 5 seconds of the world record, but not good enough to catch the Colombian victor. A 1:16.43 and silver for the athlete representing RPC. Silver to Efrosinin of RPC.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Colombia. King medalist, Paralympic champion, Colombia. Carlos Daniel Serrano Zarate.
Well, the Colombian flag was on display when we walked into this magnificent Tokyo Aquatic Center, and one of the flags undoubtedly waving for this man, 23 years old, champion of the event in 2016, having won the last 3 championship titles. He finished with a gold, a silver and bronze in Rio, and after a silver in the 50 free and a 200 individual medley bronze. He takes gold to again claim a complete set of medals at the Paralympic Games and become a 6-time Paralympic Games medalist. Successfully defending his title, a 2-time gold medalist at the Paralympic Games, Carlos Serrano of Colombia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Colombia. 皆様、コロンビア国歌の演奏です。
And between Carlos Serrano and Nelson Crispin, not the first nor last time we will hear the Colombian national anthem. Gold, silver and bronze. Gold to Colombia as Carlos Serrano defends his 2016 title. Efrosinin of RPC at his first games takes silver, and Blake Cochran, a 4th successive medal in this event with bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB7. 皆様、ただいまより女子 100m 平泳ぎ SE7 の表彰式を行います。
And now the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke class SB7.
Bronze medalist representing Australia, 銅メダリスト、オーストラリア、Tiffany Thomas-Kane.
Winning the bronze medal from Australia is Tiffany Thomas-Kane. This is her 2nd medal of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. She's already won a bronze in the 200-meter individual medley. And while Tiffany Thomas-Kane was the gold medalist in Rio, she was moved up a classification to the SB7 class here in Tokyo, and yet she still managed to secure the bronze.
Silver medalist representing United States of America, 銀メダリスト、アメリカ合衆国、Jessica Long.
Winning the silver medal from the United States of America is Jessica Long. This is her 4th medal of the Games and her 2nd silver medal. She's medaled in each individual event that she swam here in Tokyo, and she had a phenomenal dive right to the end of the wall to secure that second place.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing RBC. 金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、RBC、Maria Pavlova.
And winning the gold medal from the Russian Paralympic Committee, Maria Pavlova. This is her second medal of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, as she's already won a bronze in the 200-meter individual medley.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of RBC. 皆様、RBC 参加の演奏です。
And now the anthem of the RPC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the women's 100-meter breaststroke class SB7. The gold medal from the Russian Paralympic Committee, Maria Pavlova. The silver medal from the United States, Jessica Long. And the bronze medal from Australia, Tiffany Thomas-Kane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 100-meter freestyle S6.
Now for the victory ceremony of the men's 100-meter freestyle S6. As the governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee, Mr. Luca Branciali, will hand out the medals. And he will be assisted by Mr. Sano Kazuo, PhD, the president of Japan Swimming Federation for persons with an intellectual impairment.
Bronze medalist representing Brazil,
This is a very solid performance again from Taliesin Glock, who continues to swim his way to Paralympic Games medals. Well, not his greatest swim. It was a good enough swim to edge out Jia Hongwang, who was leading for much of the race. In fact, all three men who are on the podium for Taliesin Glock having touched fourth. He came back strongly and ensured a podium place. His second medal of these games, it's bronze in the men's 100 freestyle for the Brazilian. For Nelson Crispin, it was always going to be a bit of a challenge. He might be the reigning world champion, but he knew he was up against a man who was the world record holder and that he was going to need to go fast. He went fast. He went very fast. Still unable to catch a man who would break his own world record. Nelson Crispin with a 1:04 swim. He's the 29-year-old for the second Paralympic Games in succession. Collects the silver medal in this men's 100-meter freestyle S6. But importantly, in terms of his country's Paralympians, collects his 7th medal, and the 4th of Tokyo 2020, to become Colombia's most successful Paralympian.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Italy,金メダリスト, Paralympic champion, Italia, Antonio Fanti.
We knew he would go quickly because he went 1:04 in the Paralympic record time in the heats. Paralympic record in the heats for the world record holder and the European champion. While he was unable to reclaim his world championship title in 2019, at the Paralympic Games, he has successfully snaffled his first gold medal after silvers in both the men's 4x100 freestyle relay, 34 points, and the mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, 20-pointer. He collects his first gold at his first Paralympic Games, and he did it emphatically in world record fashion, taking 0.05 of a second off his own world record, a 1:03.71. Antonio Fantin is champion, and Italy have 11 gold medals. He loved that. For the first time in his career, he gets to hear his anthem played at a Paralympic Games. He's champion of Tokyo 2020 in the men's 100-meter freestyle S6. Antonio Fantini of Italy, ahead of Colombia's Nelson Crispin, with Taliesin Glock of Brazil taking bronze. Next on the session schedule is the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB7. This is for swimmers with the most severe vision impairment, who will swim completely blind, even if they do have slight vision. They will swim with blackened goggles. The men's 100-meter breaststroke. A man who goes in lane 8, Brian Triana, a 1:24.87 qualifying time. Federico Bassani of Italy, fourth at the Dublin Euros, but at his first Paralympic Games, man from Rome. Going in lane 7, there's a man who's twice been on the podium in this event, the 35-year-old Ukrainian. Silver in the 100 back here in Tokyo, but silver medalist in 2004 and a bronze in 2008. The 34-year-old from Bogota, Leider Albero Lemus, fifth at the London World Championships and earning a place in this final. Lithuania has Edgaras Matakas, the 22-year-old who won bronze in the 50-meter freestyle, going in lane 6. Going in lane 3 for the host nation is a man who lived and trained in the United States. Twice a medalist in this event, bronze in 2016, silver in 2012, the 2013 and 2015 world champion Kimura Keiichi of Japan. Going in lane 5 for China, one of the all-time greats of para swimming, a 15-time medalist, a 5-time champion. He was gold medalist in 2012 and 2016 and silver in 2008. Young Botsun of China. Rogier Dorsman of Netherlands, at his first Paralympic Games, has already won 2 gold medals in the 200 individual medley and the 400 freestyle. The World Championship silver medalist behind the reigning world champion, who is Yang Botsun. Indeed, also the world record holder is Yang Botsun, but Dorsman is a quality swimmer who's proving it with every attempt in the pool. Yang Botsun, 5 golds, 6 silvers and 4 bronzes for a tally of 15 Paralympic Games medals. And remarkably, after winning his first World Championship title in 2006, world champion again in 2019. There's Kimura. Never discount Kimura. And Dorsman, it might be his first Paralympic Games, but this is a man who's got 2 gold medals and might have had a third had he not completely missed a turn in his backstroke. Had to go back, touch the wall, and still came home in a time. You could have seen him medal on any other games. Where's this one going to be decided?
Well, I do think Dorsman is the one to beat in this field, although Yang Bo-sun, he does have the experience. Dorsman, though, he needs to get out fast if he wants to take down Yang Bo-sun.
He's been so much more deliberate with his turns since he missed his second one of the games, and in the men's 100 breaststroke final. So Dorsman gets off to an explosive start. Yang Bo-sun does not use much of an underwater. He likes to get straight into his stroke because he is very quick when he gets going. So these two are going to be alongside one another. Matakas going for Lithuania in lane 6 is going a little shorter and sharper with his choppy strokes, but a very gradual, long, deliberate stroke from Yang Bo-sun, but he pulls plenty of water.
Yeah, and right now, Dorsman, he was going very straight, but now he's veering into the lane. His arm actually went almost under the lane there. Now heading into the first 50, it's actually Kimura at the wall. Dorsman, though, look at this turn. He's got a great underwater and puts him right back in shoulder to shoulder with Kimura. Yang Bo-sun, he's behind at the 50. Now the question between Dorsman and Kimura is who can close faster and who can stay straighter.
And this is one of the genuine concerns for swimmers without any vision of what is going on. They do not know where in the pool they are, exactly how fast they're going, or if indeed they're swimming in a straight line. But it is certainly thoroughly exciting here for Yang Bo-sun. He looks to be coming back. Dorsman and Kimura are too far away. Dorsman is going straight for the wall. Is he going to touch first? He goes smashing into the touchpad ahead of Kimura of Japan, and Yang Bo-sun, a 16-time Paralympic Games medalist now, as he claims his second bronze of Tokyo 2020. But Dorsman, that is a phenomenal swim for his third gold medal of these games. With every swim, he impresses, representing Netherlands. There will be cheers of Hup, Holland Hup, all across Europe. The 22-year-old who's gone to train at the Olympic and Paralympic training facility in Amersfoort. It certainly stood him in great stead. Kimura Keiichi led for much of the way on the back 50. The former world champion, and Yang Bo-sun, irrepressible. He's been on top of the world and on top of podiums for the last 15 years. But the champion in orange.
Now Dorsman, we said he had to get out fast, and he did. He sprung off the block very quickly, but Kimura and Yang were also out fast with him. But really, what Dorsman did is that he went out quickly, and even though he started to veer, he used the lane then to correct himself coming home. And here's the tap at the 50. You can see Dorsman, but Kimura just ahead of Dorsman at the wall. Dorsman had a great turn. And then Dorsman's finish was spectacular. He really just extended his arms. And, you know, it's hard because they can't see the wall, but he was able to time that finish perfectly. And that's how he got his hands on the wall first.
A man who does count his strokes in the pool, but it does become challenging if you are not swimming in a straight line. But this takes thousands and thousands of laps and years of practice. And indeed, two of the veterans finish in the podium places. Yang Bo-sun claims a bronze for China. Japan's Kimura Keiichi for the host nation takes silver, while Roger Dorsman has his third gold medal of Tokyo 2020. Now to the final of the women's 100-meter breaststroke, SB7. Now, if I say Pelendritu, Magia, Tsaili Wen, you're thinking tight race, right?
Oh, definitely. And don't discount Brunsma as well. She's very good in this 100-meter breaststroke. But I doubt there's anyone here that can match the first 50 opening speed of Magia.
Yeah, she's been exceptional, absolutely exceptional. I mean, the world record that she smashed in the 50 free was unbelievable, but the 200 individual medley world record as well was a sight to behold in the pool. Magia, but she will go in the preferred lane. Let's see, meet the competitors in the remaining lanes. Martina Rabolini goes for Italy in lane 8, her fourth finals at these games, third at the Euros in May, which was her best ever result in this breaststroke event. Well, she missed out on the European Championships in 2018 and swam only freestyle and backstroke in 2020. She did finish 6th at the World Championships, the only time she contested this event. Tsai Wen, already a gold, silver and bronze medalist in Tokyo, goes in lane 7. Watch out for her incredibly quick start.
In lane 2, representing Argentina.
From Buenos Aires in Argentina, a former bronze medalist in these games back in 2012 was Nadia Baez.
In lane 6, representing Ukraine.
Yana Bereshna was silver medalist in 2012. Going back 9 years now, the 24-year-old represents Ukraine and goes in lane 6. Lucette Bruinsma is a silver medalist in the 400 free, somebody who is well capable of challenging for the title over this event. She won silver in Rio. Carolina Pelendritu. This is an event which is very close to her heart. She became the first Cypriot to ever win a Paralympic Games gold medal. She did it in the 100-meter breaststroke in 2004. But going in lane 4 is Ma Jia, world champion, world record holder, and 2 gold medals in world record times in her 2 events at Tokyo 2020. So Ma Jia, a 1:22.36, her best over this distance. Didn't go out and take the Paralympic record in the preliminaries, but she was only 0.07 of a second away from that Paralympic record. This Bruinsma will just splash herself with water, just get a feel of the water ahead of the start. Alongside Bruinsma, here's Ma Jia. Despite the fact that she's won 2 gold medals already, the only event in which she won the World Championships, Ma Jia, was this event. 100 breaststroke. Polikarpova, Baez, Bruinsma, Ma, Pelendritu, Bereshna, Tsai, Rabolini. Women's 100-meter breaststroke SB11 final. Bruinsma with a big dive into the pool, but her underwater is not quite as spectacular as Carolina Pelendritu's. As the Cypriot swimmer goes out really hard here. Tsai Wen with a slightly more reserved start to this, but Ma Jia is going along nicely alongside Pelendritu in second currently.
Yeah, but here comes Ma Jia. As Pelendritu, she's going right into the lane here, but now you see she uses the lane to correct herself. Pelendritu, though, she's surprising all of us with this opening first 50 speed, and they are going out at a blistering pace. Both of them ahead of world record pace.
So Ma Jia, Bruinsma touches third, but leading at the way is Carolina Pelendritu. She's been in incredible form as the 35-year-old Cypriot who lives and trains in Athens, but now it is Ma Jia who is coming back at Pelendritu, both well ahead of world record pace. Are they going to be able to go under world record pace? Will they hold on to their lines? Pelendritu starting to drift slightly to the right here as Ma Jia might be closing just a little. Pelendritu looks to be striving for a driving finish. To the wall they come. Ma Jia is closing ever so slightly. Might it be the 2 swimmers caught between strokes? Pelendritu might touch first, indeed, in world record time. The Cypriot in 2004, 17 years ago, she became the first Cypriot to win a Paralympic Games gold medal, and she did it over 100 meters in the breaststroke. She set the world on fire at the time. 17 years later, she's returned, refreshed, reinvigorated, and she has produced a stupendous result. Ma Jia went under world record time by nearly 3 seconds and still did not win.
Wow, I mean, I knew Maggia was going to go out really at a blistering pace, but Pellandrito, I mean, what a swim for her. She went out even faster. Here, coming into the wall, they both get the tap, both of them ahead of world record pace. Maggia, she struggled on the wall here, whereas Pellandrito had a much better turn going into the second 100. Maggia slightly straighter than Pellandrito, though, but wow, look at that second 50 coming home for Pellandrito. Maggia almost had her off the wall, but Pellandrito, she dove for it, and she got her hands on first and went 1:19.78. What a very close finish, though.
Well, it almost looked like Pellandrito's tapper missed her and then caught her on the forehead, but she was going for that extra stroke. And as she's told her time and result, Pellandrito absolutely beside herself. Well, how big a result is that? For Maggia, the third swim under world record time. In fact, she's had several swims under world record time if we take the preliminaries into account as well, and a re-swim.
Yeah, I mean, both of them so fast. And Maggia, every time she gets in the water, it feels like there's another world record, you know, that's in jeopardy.
Well, what we've almost, we haven't taken away from Bereshna, but the fact is Bereshna was nearly 8 seconds back in bronze medal position, just out touching Bruinsma. It's a great result for the silver medalist of 2012, but the astonishing finish, so far ahead of any other competitor, has just set these swimmers apart. Pellandrito, she celebrated her 35th birthday on the opening day of the swimming competition at Tokyo 2020. And 17 years on from her first Paralympic Games gold medal, the 35-year-old has gone and annihilated her world record, or the previous world record of Maggia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 400-meter freestyle S10.
So to the victory ceremony of the men's 400-meter freestyle S10.
Please welcome the medalists. Medalistsをお迎えください。
Only 2 medalists make their way to the dais.
The medals will be presented by Ms. Hashimoto Seiko.
The medals to be presented by a former medalist herself at the Olympic Games, Ms. Hashimoto Seiko, the president of Tokyo 2020. And one of the few athletes who have competed and medaled at both the Summer and Winter Olympic Games. Mr. Sano Kazue, PhD, president of Japan Swimming Federation for persons with an intellectual impairment, will accompany Hashimoto Seiko.
Bronze medalist representing Australia.
The bronze medalist representing Australia is Thomas Gallagher.
Thomas Gallagher.
But Thomas Gallagher will be applauded. Owing to medical issues, he will not be part of the medal presentation.
銀メダリスト、オランダ、バス・タッケー。
The silver medalist, though, from Netherlands, 4th in Rio. He now is on the podium. A second place finish for the tall Dutch swimmer. 4:07, he went in the qualifying stages and was looking to go substantially quicker in the final. He went 4:02 in the final. He'll be delighted with the time and indeed with the result. Men's 400-meter freestyle S10 silver medalist Bas Takken.
Ukraine, Maxim Kripa.
But the man who takes the plaudits and secures the gold medal is a man who's done it on numerous occasions previously. A 5-time gold medalist in Rio, a 2-time gold medalist in Tokyo. Overall, in just his 2nd Paralympic Games, a 13-time medalist and a 7th gold. Defending the title he won in Rio, the European champion, the world record holder, and a 2-time Paralympic Games champion, Maxim Kripak of Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Ukraine. 皆様、ウクライナ国歌の演奏です。Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
Confirming the medalists, owing to medical reasons, Tom Gallagher of Australia not on the podium, but he is a bronze medalist, and spectacularly so. A recent addition to para swimming. Bas Tuckett of Netherlands takes silver, and Maxim Kripak of Ukraine is champion of the Paralympic Games for a 2nd time in the 400 free.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's 400-meter Freestyle S10. 皆様、ただいまより女子 400m 自由形 S10 の表彰式を行います。Please welcome the medalists. メダリストをお迎えください。
And now the victory ceremony for the women's 400-meter freestyle class S10.
Bronze medalist representing Poland. Gold medalist Poland, Olivia Jablonska.
Winning the bronze medal from Poland, Olivia Jablonska. This is her first individual medal of the Games. She was 4th in this event in Rio, but this time she swam fast enough to win the bronze. Representing Hungary and winning the silver medal, Bianca Pop. This is her first medal of the Games. She was 5th in this event in Rio, but she dramatically improved her performance and came home to a silver.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Canada,金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、カナダ、Aurélie Rivard.
And winning the gold medal from Canada, Aurélie Rivard. She took over 5 seconds off of the world record that she already held in this 400-meter freestyle. This is her 4th medal of the Games and her 2nd gold medal. She already broke the world record here in Tokyo in the 100-meter freestyle. This was a phenomenal swim by Rivard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Canada. 皆様、カナダ国歌の演奏です。
And now the national anthem, O Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists in the women's 400-meter freestyle class S10. The gold medal winner from Canada, Aurélie Rivard, the silver medal winner from Hungary, Bianca Pop, and the bronze medal winner from Poland, Olivia Jablanska.
To the men's 200-meter individual medley SM9 final we go here at the Tokyo Aquatic Center. And this is another stacked race in terms of potential of winning medals. You're looking from 1 to 8 in this race, all for a variety of reasons. Salguero, Didier, Hodge, Schalkenau, Kalina. These are all medalists who've popped up in with really good times at these games. Way to introduce the 8 finalists. And Japan might be fancying a little something. Yamada Takuro goes in this final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athlete to the men's 200 meters individual medley SM9 final.
男子 200m 個人メドレー SM9 決勝選手の入場です。
In lane A, representing Japan.
第8位日本代表山田拓郎。
Yamada Takuro, in one of his 3 events at Tokyo 2020, swims in front of his home crowd. He goes in 8 for Japan.
Representing New Zealand.
第1位ニュージーランド代表
Jesse Reynolds.
Coming out to represent New Zealand is the 24-year-old Jesse Reynolds, 7th at Worlds, the Simon Main coached swimmer. There's a good combination of factors building up to swimming competitions with gym sessions, physio sessions, and indeed swim sessions. Jonas Kessner goes for Czech Republic in lane 7, the 20-year-old who was 6th at Worlds. Oscar Salguero, the silver medalist in the 100-meter breaststroke, goes for Spain in lane 2. He's a former Paralympic breaststroke champion as well. A man who has medaled at the World Championships on the 200 IM. Andre Kalina, champion of the 100-meter breaststroke gold for a 4th time in that event. Hugo Didier, 19-year-old who represents France. Silver medalist in the 400-meter freestyle and looking for a 2nd medal of these games here in the IM. Now, Yahor Schalkenau, just 20, while he took silver in the 100-meter backstroke. He was 8th in the London Worlds, but 4th at Euros, and has been swimming some fast times recently. Timothy Hodge marches up for Australia, their 20-year-old, strongest over the first 100 with very strong fly and backstrokes. With bronze in the 100-meter backstroke already at these games. He goes in the favoured lane for Australia. Matthew Cowdrey, his compatriot, now a member of Parliament, if I'm not mistaken, in Australia, finds himself as the world record holder and Paralympic record holder still 13 years on from his Beijing title. But where are you seeing this one won and lost?
Wow, well, this is the 200 IM, so there's 450s of each stroke, and you're gonna see the different strengths of each of the swimmers come out. Hodge, he had that phenomenal swim this morning, but he's gonna get a lot of pressure from Schalkenau and Didier, especially in the backstroke. Kalina's got it in the breaststroke, and then it's really at the end who can come home in that freestyle. Hodge, though, right now he's the one to watch, but you never know.
So Hodge has put himself into a really good position. Don't forget some of the older characters. That is Kalina at 34, still a gold medalist at these games. Jonas Kessner, the young talent to come out of Czech Republic, and in lane 8 for Japan, Yamada Takuro. And there is Hodge, the 20-year-old who is very strong backstroker, and he looked superb in the preliminaries in the backstroke event. And he's going to be up against a man who's already medaled with that backstroke silver just behind Hodge, and he gets to train with, amongst others, Ihar Boki, who was a 16-time gold medalist at the Paralympic Games. So Yahor Schalkenau going in 5 alongside Timothy Hodge of Australia in 4. They are favoured to be the top 2 in this race, and indeed they were swimming the fastest times coming into it, the sub-2:20 swimmers. So it's going nicely in Lane 6 is Andre Karlina. Schalkenau and Hodge are looking like they're looking to push the pace in the early stages of this 200 IM. Out in fly, back in back, out again in breast, and then coming home with the 50 free. It looks like Hodge is going to touch at the wall. At 50, he is in front.
Yeah,
just ahead of Schalkenau and Karlina.
Exactly. Now, during this morning's swim, he did the same thing. He went out very quickly in the fly. And now Hodge, he's a backstroker. He's going to try and extend this lead where he can in the backstroke. Schalkenau, though, he's also going to come up. And Karlina also hanging in there. Karlina's got the very quick breaststroke. So if any of these swimmers are within his sight heading into the breaststroke, they should beware. And Didier, too, now putting the moves on in the backstroke.
Yeah, this is Hugo Didier coming into his own here, but his backstroke is far stronger than his breaststroke, Hugo Didier, so he might fall out of the way. And certainly if he's challenging the likes of Karlina for a place with breaststroke, the stroke, Karlina might put himself back into a even silver or gold medal contention here.
Yeah, and look at Karlina right now. He's really moving up on Hodge and Schalkenau. His breaststroke so strong. Hodge, though, he had a great breaststroke this morning, and he's trying to hang on again despite the creeping up of Karlina.
Well, Karlina is going so far ahead here in the breaststroke. He's making up plenty of moves, but it looks like Hodge and Schalkenau, their breaststroke is weak enough to actually allow Didier a little time back on them. He might be putting himself in the medals here with the swim in the breaststroke leg, but has he spent a little too much energy? Karlina is not the fastest in the freestyle, however. He touches first, but looks to come home in front. It's a sprint on here. I think Didier might have left it a little too late. You never know. But it is Schalkenau who is out of it now. Certainly the gold medal contention. Karlina, how is he hanging on? He is absolutely superb in the breaststroke, but his freestyle, which is a little weaker, he is still making waves. The Australian Hodge is coming back at him here for his first Paralympic Games gold. Karlina is going to glide to the wall and touch first, the 34-year-old. Touches ahead of Tim Hodge, while Hugo Didier is strong enough to pip Schalkenau to a medal. That is another fantastic medal for Karlina, and a gold medal at that. This is a man who has dominated breaststroke for years. Absolutely dominated in the SM9 classification. He's won 4 of the last 5 gold medals at the Paralympic Games over the 100 breast. This was Timothy Hodge's race, and his reaction tells a story. He knew it was his to lose. But talk about winning a medal. Hugo Didier, he hasn't got the strongest breaststroke, but how he pulled out an exceptional breaststroke leg got him into a race in which I thought he was never going to medal, given how far he was behind Schalkenau, but catches the Belarusian and medals.
I mean, what a race. First, Hodge and Schalkenau going out very strong in the fly, and you see Hodge, he's a backstroker. He really used this to advantage here. But Karlina, what he did was he swam a smart race. He didn't let them get too far ahead, and then he made the move in the breaststroke. Wow, that breaststroke was good, just watching him right there. And then when he turns into the freestyle, I mean, for someone who's not really a freestyler, he came back very strong and held off Hodge, who was closing quickly on him. You can see how close the finish is right there. And here comes Didier in for the 3rd place. I mean, Didier, he had won a medal in the 400 freestyle, so we knew he could close strong. But, I mean, Karlina here, that was like the swim of a lifetime.
Come on. Really? It's the first time he has won a gold medal in an individual event outside of the 100 breaststroke. That has been his bread and butter event, but ultimately it was his breaststroke leg that got him into gold medal contention, which he closed out with a 50 free coming home. 2:14.90 for Andre Karlina. He takes his 2nd gold of Tokyo 2020 ahead of Timothy Hodge, with Hugo Didier claiming his 2nd medal of these games. Johan Schalkenau out of the medals. Now to the women's 200-meter individual medley final. And this is a race that might inspire the women's gold medalist in the 100 breaststroke, Ellen Keane. Let's meet the individuals who do battle for gold, silver and bronze. 100-meter freestyle silver medalist Sarai Gascon goes for Spain in 8. Ellen Keane won gold in the women's 100 breaststroke, so Karlina, who's just won gold in the men's 100 might be fancying a little bit of a crack at a medal here. Daniela Jimenez of Argentina is a strong all-round swimmer who goes for Argentina in 7. Oh, from Minnesota in the United States is Summer Schmidt. She goes as an 18-year-old in lane 2 for USA. Chu Jialing has swum in 2 individual finals. She's finished 4th and 5th respectively. And she is a former butterfly Paralympic Games champion. Nuria Marquez Soto goes, having claimed silver in the 100 backstroke, a former freestyle gold medalist at the Paralympic Games and a medalist in the IM. Sofia Konkoli goes for Hungary in lane 5 as a silver medalist in the 400 free, but the favorite to claim the gold is somebody who claimed an exceptional and astonishing gold on day 7 of the competition. Sophie Pascoe of New Zealand, whose gold on day 7 meant she was in that record, in that list of champions with 10 or more Paralympic Games gold medals. Coming into Tokyo, 9 golds, 6 silvers and no bronzes. She won her first bronze here in Tokyo, and then a silver and a gold. Nuria Marquez is always a challenge for the swimmers around her, and Konkoli has been quick. Well, it would be an error to discount the teenage Chinese swimmer going in 6, Chu Jialing. Sophie Pascoe, the world record holder. Sophie Pascoe at 2:25.22. This is the event in which she shot to prominence. This is the event which took her to the Paralympic Games in 2008. This is the event that she most dearly would love to win. Keen, Schmidt, Marquez Soto, Pascoe, Konkoli, Chu, Jimenez, Gascon. So watch out for lane number 8, as Gascon will be looking to push the pace from the outside lane. Sophie Pascoe and Marquez are alongside one another, and watch out for Ellen Keane in 1, because when it comes to the third leg, the breaststroke, she will make up plenty of ground on everybody else in the pool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, though, you see Sophie Pascoe going out to the early lead. If Sophie Pascoe swims on her time, there is not another swimmer in this heat right now that can really hang with her. The only maybe potential wiggle room that they have here is that Sophie Pascoe has been slightly off, although she's such a dominant swimmer here. And look at this backstroke. It's textbook. Head is perfectly still. Clean water entry. You see to the side of her, Sofia Konkoli trying to keep up, and also Marquez Soto. She's a backstroker, so she's going to try and make a move here if she possibly can. Right now, though, also Ellen Keane, she's within striking distance. She's going to be a danger in that breaststroke.
So Sophie Pascoe is already New Zealand's most successful Paralympian with 19 medals, 18 medals overall, with her 10 golds, 7 silvers, and now 1 bronze medal after her gold, silver and bronze haul here in Tokyo 2020. She started with 1 event in the opening 5 days and now is midway through a run of 4 events in 4 days, and she is extending her advantage. Watch out for Keane in lane 1. Ellen Keane is making up ground on both Marquez and Konkoli here, who at the 25-meter mark to go as they prepare to touch at the 150 in this 200 IM, are about 2 body lengths behind Pascoe.
Yeah, and right now, Keane is doing exactly what we said she would. She's got this really strong breaststroke, and Marquez Soto, she's got the leg impairment, and so she's disadvantaged at the breaststroke. But Marquez Soto, she just has to finish the breaststroke and get into the freestyle, where, again, she's very good, and so is Konkoli. Konkoli and Marquez Soto really battling it out for second now.
Well, Sophie Pascoe, the Christchurch-based New Zealander who has continued to dominate the individual medley, despite the fact that she has been reclassified. She was an SM10 for years and won There's 3 gold medals in this event in the SM10 classification. She's dominating while Konkoli is closing. Is there enough space for Konkoli to close out? It looked like Pascoe is going to have this all her own way, but Sophie Pascoe is tightening up in the closing stages. Konkoli's making it a tight race. Can Pascoe get there? It's a race to the wall, and Pascoe does it. A 2nd gold medal in 4 events at Tokyo 2020, but only just another meter or so, and Konkoli might very well have medaled. Seemingly hitting a wall in the closing stages. Sophie Pascoe enough of a lead to hold on and claim her 2nd gold in 4 events. Without her coach at these games, it's been an emotional roller coaster for Sophie Pascoe, but again, the relief of touching first and the disappointment for Konkoli, who is closing so exceptionally in this freestyle. Marquez holds on for the bronze medal, but a 2nd silver medal as Sofia Konkoli a couple of meters away from potentially claiming her 1st ever Paralympic Games gold. The 19-year-old from Pech in Hungary.
And there's Pascoe going in. She started this off quickly with such a strong fly leg. She was way out ahead of anyone else coming into the first 50. And she basically shut them down, you know, going out. And then she went into the backstroke. Marquez Soto has a great backstroke. Konkoli also stayed within striking range in the backstroke. In the breaststroke, Pascoe just used this really, she had to get through it. It's not her strongest leg, but it was very good. And here's a finish where Konkoli, she's closing fast, really fast right there. But Pascoe, such a strong swimmer, able to hold her off and get her hand on the wall first. Not the best time for Pascoe, but the fact that she's still able to win, times do not matter in the finals. What matters is that your hand is on the touchpad first, and that's exactly what Pascoe did.
Does not matter how you win, it matters that you win. Sophie Pascoe is a champion again after her women's 100-meter freestyle S9 win that followed backstroke bronze and breaststroke silver. Sophie Pascoe is an 11-time gold medalist. In my head, I still see her as a 15-year-old winning golds and silver in the water cube in Beijing, but Sophie Pascoe, a champion again at Tokyo 2020. To the medal ceremony of the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB11.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Hagyuda Koichi, Minister of Education, Culture...
Mr. Hagyuda Koichi, the Minister of Education, Culture, Sport, Science and Technology, will be presenting the medals. He'll be accompanied by Ms. Takahashi Misako, the Deputy Executive Director of Tokyo 2020.
Bronze medalist representing People's Republic of China. Yang Bo-Zun.
Continues to turn back the years, Yang Bo-Zun, the reigning world champion, having won in 2019 in London. A gold medalist at the last 2 editions, Yang Bo-Zun, after silver in front of his home crowd in the water cube in 2008 for a 4th successive games. He is on the podium in this event. It's been his trademark event. 16th Paralympic Games medal for the legend. And one of the few swimmers from China who are constantly highlighted as an inspiration to the younger generations. Bronze for Yang Bo-Zun in the men's 100 breaststroke SB11.
Silver medalist representing Japan.
Representing Japan is a man who has stood in this position previously. While he was a bronze medalist in 2016, he is a silver medalist from London 2012 and a multiple world champion. The Japanese swimmer could not, however, alongside his veteran rival Yang Bo-tsun, catch the new talent, the protagonist that is the Dutch swimmer Dorsman. Kimura Koyochi is the silver medalist.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing the Netherlands. King medalist, Paralympic champion, Orlando, Roger Dorsman.
But the champion is from the Netherlands, just 22 years old at his first Paralympic Games. He swam 4 events. In 2, he missed the wall and has caused himself unnecessary irritation and utterly cost him a medal in the backstroke. But the 200 IM and the 400 free, he romped to gold. And while he finished in silver medal position behind Bo-tsun, Yang Bo-tsun in London 2 years ago, he is a Paralympic Games champion for the 3rd time at Tokyo 2020 with gold in the men's 100-meter breaststroke.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Netherlands. 皆様、オランダ国歌の演奏です。Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
Confirming the medalists in the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB11, Dorsman is champion. Kimura, the silver medalist, and Yang of China takes bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB11.
皆様、ただいまより女子 100m 平泳ぎ SB11 の表彰式を行います。
And now the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB11.
Bronze medalist representing Ukraine. 銅メダリスト、ウクライナ、Yana Berezna.
Winning the bronze medal from Ukraine, Yana Berezna. This is her first individual medley of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, and she went a 1:27.02, setting a new personal best.
Silver medalist representing People's Republic of China.
銀メダリスト、中華人民共和国、
Ma Jia.
Winning the silver medal from the People's Republic of China is Ma Jia. This is her third medal of the Tokyo 2020 Games, and she went 1:19.82, just 4/100ths of a second off of the gold medal, and swimming well under the former world record.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Cyprus.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、キプロス、
Carolina Pelandritou.
And winning the gold medal from Cyprus in a new world record time is Carolina Pelandritou.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Cyprus.
皆様、キプロス
And now the national anthem of Cyprus.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
The Paralympic medalists from the women's 100-meter breaststroke class SB11. Winning the gold from Cyprus, Carolina Pelandritou. Winning the silver from the People's Republic of China, Ma Jia. And winning the bronze from Ukraine, Yana Berezna.
Now for the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB13 final. For any other race, I might ask you, what time is it? Because the man in lane 6 has been nothing short of exceptional. And that throughout his Paralympic career. But in the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB13, the 16-time gold medalist Ihar Boki is not favourite to win. Indeed, claiming a medal will be considered an achievement in this race. Let's meet the competitors. Nurali Sovetkanov finds himself going in lane 8 for Kazakhstan as one of 2 Kazakh swimmers in this final. Nikiforov is only swimming 2 events at Tokyo 2020, but he is a former European Championship bronze medalist in this event. He goes in 1 for RPC. Thomas van Wanrooy is a 200 IM bronze medalist and a very strong swimmer over both breast and backstroke. He goes in lane 7 for Netherlands. Firdavsbek Musabekov, the defending champion, World Championship silver medalist and Asian champion. He goes in lane 2 for Kazakhstan, for Uzbekistan rather. 5 gold medals in 5 events. It'll take an exceptional swim for him to get yet another gold medal for the 16-time Paralympic Games gold medalist. Bronze medalist from Rio, incidentally. Nurdalet Sumagali goes in 3. He swam a very good 104.97 in the preliminaries. Anything sub 105, you're looking good for a medal here. David Abrams would have been considered the favorite, but for one swim. David Abrams coming into this, the fastest time in the world this year, the 20-year-old American. But Taliso Engel just didn't have a particular goal other than swimming as fast as he possibly could for 100 meters in the preliminaries. And what he did subsequently was take out Oleksiy Fedina's world record that has stood since the Montreal World Championships in Canada 8 years ago. A world record in the preliminaries for the European champion, world champion, and a man that set a world record in the heats. 103.52.
That is the time to beat, and the man who can challenge him here is going to be David Abrahams. I think they're going to be very close, but Engel, with that brilliant swim in the preliminaries, is now the man to beat.
David Abrams in his stars and stripes, swimming alongside Ihar Boki on his outside. In lane 6 goes Boki, from Van Rooy goes in 7, and then Sovetkanov of Kazakhstan going in 8. Thomas Taliso Engel, an exceptional swimmer and now world record holder, going in 4. Abrams got off to an exceptional start, but the utterly extraordinary world record of Engel is something that needs to be considered when trying to decide who might be the quickest in the pool. At the moment, it is not Taliso Engel. It is the man alongside him in David Abrams, who is swimming out of his swimming trunks here in an effort to get to the wall first at the 50. But Engel looks to be catching him now.
Yeah, at the 50, it's 29.62 Engel. He's out slightly faster than he was this morning, but now coming back in the 50, the question is, can Abrams catch him? Engel, he's looking very fast right now, though, but Abrams trying to keep pace.
Oh, we're seeing the German flag on display in this arena. He's ahead of his own world record mark here. So too is David Abrams. And for the second time in the day, David Abrams might end up being beaten by swimming times around the world record. This is looking to be an utterly extraordinary swim. It's an outrageous swim. And the German is going to win in world record time. Taliso Engel ahead of David Abrams, with Tumagali of Kazakhstan claiming the bronze medal, and for only the second time in his Paralympic Games career, Ihar Boki of Belarus is not on the podium. How about that for a swim? Knowing you're quick And following it up with a world record after a world record is something else entirely. A 1:02.97. He has done what only Aurélie Rivard has done. And Magia, and that swim, 2 world records in a day. In this utterly extraordinary race. Borky, out of the medals, a man from Belarus, a 16-time gold medalist who has medaled in all but one of his races across 3 Paralympic Games.
Wow.
That's how you sum it up.
I have to take a minute after that one. That was amazing. I mean, 1:02.97, he went 0.6 of a second faster than he did in preliminaries, where he already broke the world record. Engel, wow. I mean, look at him coming in. He got off to a very quick start. Abrams really hung with him that first 50, but Engel, he took it out extremely fast. He attacked this race really from start to finish. Here, coming into the turn, really all these swimmers were very bunched together, but then coming out of the turn, Engel, it's like he popped up and decided that I'm not gonna hang out with you guys anymore. He just took off that second 50. And here he is coming to the wall, almost a body length ahead of Abrams here.
Abrams needed a couple of strokes to reach the wall, second behind this young German. How good is Taliso Engel? This was going to be his main event after winning the World Championships in London and the European Championships in Funchal. He has broken the world record on his way to a sensational gold medal for Germany in the pool. Taliso Engel ahead of David Abrams, who takes a fine silver. Jumagali claims the bronze medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the women's 100 meters breaststroke SB13.
To the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB13 final. Going a collection of fine talent.
Representing Germany,
Marlene Endrelath goes for Germany in lane 8 as one of 2 Germans in the pool in this final. Going for Uzbekistan in lane 1, Shoksang Hamon Toshpolatova goes in the wide lane. Twice a Paralympic Games bronze medalist before Tokyo, where she's already won an individual medley bronze. Maria Latritskaya goes in 7 for RPC. While in lane 2 for Ireland is the 16-year-old talent that is Roisin Nirian. She's qualified now for a 5th final in Tokyo. Anastasia Sutsilova goes for Belarus in lane 6. 8th in the 200 IM final, a multiple World Championship medalist in Mexico and London. Colleen Young, now opening 50, absolutely solid. Last 50, she was blown away a little in the preliminaries, but Colleen Young is definite medal contender, going in lane 3 for the United States. Rebecca Redfern of Great Britain, the 21-year-old from Worcester, the world champion and silver medalist in 2016, goes in lane 5. But Elena Kravtsov of Germany goes in lane 4. She is the silver medalist from London, somebody who is twice a world champion in the 100 breast. Ramilova's record of 109.57. Nobody coming close to that. They were swimming 115s in qualifying. So in the heats, the early morning times not quite so quick. Colleen Young of the United States just warming up, at Kravtsov alongside her. The 27-year-old, the reigning world champion, the reigning European champion 2 times over. Rebecca Redfern. So Redfern was the SB13 world champion in London. Kravtsov going in 4, Redfern in 5. Young of the United States gets off to a decent start, but at the moment Kravtsov would have to be considered the favorite, as Young got into the pool nicely and has broken water and come up in front only for a brief moment. It is Rebecca Redfern who won this event at the last World Championships. Kravtsov swam in London as an SB12 swimmer and won the world title with a 1:13.62 in the S12. But at the moment, it is Young who's falling a little back as Kravtsov has made her way into second, but Rebecca Redfern is going along at a superb pace here.
Yes, she really is. She's out faster, much faster than Kravtsov this morning, and she's looking very strong this second 50, but don't discount Kravtsov. She finished 5th in Rio, and she was disappointed with that finish. So she's definitely got something to prove here during the second 50. And here comes Colleen Young as well. She's trying to hang in there with the two of them up top. But right now, Redfern looking strong, but Kravtsov closing quickly.
SB12 swimmer at the World Championships, where she won the gold medal up against the SB13 swimmer, where she won the World Championships in 2019. The two world champions on neck and neck. Redfern is being overtaken at the close, and at the wall, it is the German Kravtsov. 2 breaststroke golds in the space of 2 races for Germany, as Redfern touches for a Great Britain silver, and Colleen Young claims a bronze medal for the United States, and indeed for herself. But in her favorite event, Kravtsov has come home with a golden touch and a golden sprint to claim a global gold at the Paralympic Games ahead of Redfern. Becky Redfern will feel that she's let that go a little. Colleen Young, great starts and a strong comeback as well from Colleen Young. But Kravtsov ahead of Redfern, who is comforted by Young. Look at that start from
I know.
Kravtsov.
She gets way out on that start. And then she actually falls back a little bit. Redfern is the one that went out really hard during this first 50. And here you see Kravtsov in the first 50. She did not touch first at the wall. It was really Redfern during this first half. Look how far she is ahead of everyone else at the turn. And Redfern also had a great turn coming out. But Kravtsov, she turned it on the last 25 meters. She blew past Redfern coming into the wall, and she dove for it. And she went 1:13.46, a great time for her right now. You know, she was disappointed with the Rio finish, but she has nothing to be disappointed about here.
She was so disappointed in her final at the Rio Paralympic Games when she finished 5th in the final. And had this been held in 2020, Kravtsov might not have competed, as she had to undergo shoulder surgery in June of 2020. But she has come back a year later and absolutely taken it away from everybody else in the field. Redfern left behind for the silver despite a fine swim, and Colleen Young with a bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 200-meter individual medley SM9. 皆様、ただいまより男子 200m 個人メドレー SM9 の表彰式を行います。Please welcome the medalists. メダリストをお迎えください。
And here are the medalists for the men's 200-meter individual medley class SM9.
Medals will be presented by Mr. Sawada Jun, President and Chief Executive Officer, Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Corporation.
メダルの贈呈は日本電信電話株式会社代表取締役社長執行役員
Accompanied by Mr. Motomashi Hirotaka, Vice President of the Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly.
続きまして東京都議会副議長
Winning the bronze medal from France is Hugo Didier. This is Didier's second medal of the Tokyo Games, as he's already won a silver medal in the men's 400-meter freestyle.
Silver medalist representing Australia.
銀メダリスト、オーストラリア。
Timothy Hodge.
Winning the silver medal from Australia is Timothy Hodge. This is Hodge's second medal of the Tokyo Games, as he's already won a bronze medal in the men's 100-meter backstroke.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing RBC.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、RPC。
Andre Kalina.
And winning the gold medal from the Russian Paralympic Committee, Andre Kalina. This is Kalina's second gold medal of the Tokyo Games, as he's already won a gold medal in the 100-meter breaststroke. He had a phenomenal breaststroke leg and managed to hold on despite a last-minute charge from Hodge in the freestyle to win the gold medal here in the 200 IM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of RBC.
皆様、RPC 参加の演奏です。
Now the anthem of the RPC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the men's 200-meter individual medley class SM9. Winning the gold medal from the Russian Paralympic Committee, Andre Kalina. Winning the silver medal from Australia, Timothy Hodge. And winning the bronze medal from France, Hugo Didier.
So with the medal ceremony complete for the men's 200-meter individual medley SM9, the women's 200-meter individual medley SM9 victory ceremony will not go ahead just yet. It has been postponed as the victor, Sophie Pascoe, has required medical attention. So the victory ceremony has been postponed for the women's 200-meter individual medley. The next event will begin in around 6 minutes' time at 7:29 local time in Tokyo. Now for the final of the men's 50-meter freestyle S5. And this is going to be an emotional one. It is likely to be a Chinese podium lockout, but one man will have something to say about that. In Daniel Diaz, it is his final Paralympic Games swim. He is retiring after this. He is one of the all-time greats, the 27-time Paralympic Games medalist. And this is where he bids the Paralympic Games farewell, the grand Brazilian.
Representing Spain,
Going in lane 8, representing Spain, Sebastián Rodríguez. He is 64 years old and still going strong. He made the final of the men's 200-meter freestyle S5 as well. The man who hails from Vigo and a multiple Paralympic Games champion. Yaroslav Semenenko goes in lane 1 for Ukraine. He has finished 4th in every single event. He has swum at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo 2020 and indeed in 4 of his last 8. Francesco Vacciardo. His name might be familiar because of his silver medal in the relay and 2 golds in the 100 and 200 free. But the Italian goes in lane 7 for Italy here in the least favorite event. Mohamed Zulkifli of Malaysia, the Asian champion and World Championship bronze medalist, goes for the Tigers in lane 2. Already a full collection of medals for the man from Hangzhou. Gold in the relay, 2 silvers and a bronze in the 50-meter backstroke. It's Wang Lichao. For the last time, we will see Daniel Diaz in the pool. He bows out of his Paralympic career here, the Brazilian superstar. And the man who has 27 medals. 14 of those gold. Daniel Diaz goes in 3 for Brazil. A win would give him his 4th gold of these games. Zheng Tao goes for China in 5. While in lane 4, fastest to qualify, and a man who really wants an individual gold at these games, the 21-year-old Yuan Wei up against the enigmatic Zheng Tao. And while he helped People's Republic of China to the 4x50-meter freestyle relay 20 points, he's yet to win an individual medal. But when he set the Paralympic record in the preliminaries, it was to break the Paralympic Games record that Zheng Tao had just set. Daniel Diaz, recently named a member of the Laureus World Sports Award, the most exclusive team in sport, they say. And the man who is set to continue his work with the academy beyond this, to bow out. Does he bow out on the podium? China are fancying another lockout with Daniel Diaz of Brazil. The years of glory at his 4th Paralympic Games at 33 and his final race at the Paralympic Games. Now watch out for Zheng Tao. It was Daniel Diaz who got off to a really good start. Zheng Tao too going in lane 5, and he'll have a really fast start. Diaz is going to come back at the Chinese swimmers as Semenenko of Ukraine goes well in lane 1, putting himself in medal contention here as he swims for a backstroke style in this freestyle event. The world record is going to be going here, and it's going to be Zheng Tao who absolutely robs to his 4th consecutive gold medal at these games, and Daniel Diaz fails to medal in his final swim at the Paralympic Games. Closing on Wang, he was unable to catch him right at the wall. It's Zheng Tao, a 4th gold in 5 events at these games after missing a medal when finishing 4th in the 100 freestyle final. And seeing him now to 10 Paralympic medals overall. But 27 Paralympic medals for the man, a couple of lanes down. In Daniel Diaz, we say goodbye. But Zheng Tao says, hello world, I have got this again. Backstroke is his event. Twice he has won the 100-meter backstroke title. He won a backstroke gold here. Yuan Wei has a silver medal and Wang Liqiao a bronze, as China do what they aim to do, and that was to achieve another podium lockout. The final time that Daniel Diaz will be out of the pool. He bids farewell. Brazil loves him. The world loves him. He has been a grand Paralympic ambassador for the longest time. He finishes 4th in his final race, but take nothing away from what he has achieved. Born in Campinas, discovering the Paralympic Games through fellow Brazilian Clodoaldo Silva, who competed at the Athens Paralympic Games, and then smashing records throughout his career. He's ended it here, but this was a race that belonged to 3 Chinese swimmers.
And I mean, Daniel Diaz, he went out as best he could, but he just could not keep up with this powerful kick right here of Zheng Tao. Zheng Tao was well ahead of world record for the majority of the way. He lost it right in the end. You see all of them slamming with their head to the touchpad. I mean, in order to take down Daniel Diaz here, Zheng Tao, he had to go a new Paralympic record. That's how fast this heat was. And the Chinese swimmers with their kicks, they're so dominant. They've really perfected this strategy here.
So Zheng Tao is victorious. What a race from Zheng Tao. I am going to take it in Paralympic record time. Not quite on world record pace, but Zheng Tao ahead of Yuan Wei and Wang Liqiao as they lock out the podium for China ahead of Brazil's Daniel Diaz, and Mohamed Zulkifli finishes a very respectable 5th. Sebastian Rodriguez, 35.51 for the 64-year-old, 16-time Paralympic Games medalist himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the women's 50 meters freestyle S8 final.
And now for the final of the women's 50-meter freestyle S8. And this is an event that'll see a handful of gold medalists going already. 3 events to go to conclude the evening. The 27-year-old Morgan Bird, a relay bronze medalist, her first Paralympic Games medal, a multiple medalist at the World Championships. She goes in lane 8 for Canada. Mackenzie Cohen. Well, she won gold in the women's 400 free. She was champion in Rio 5 years ago, but she is qualified 7th fastest and goes in lane 1. Katarina Denisenko will make her way out for Ukraine, a silver medalist in the 100 backstroke. The 27-year-old from Kiev, who is a former butterfly champion at the Paralympic Games. Mallory Wegerman already with double golds in the IM and 100 backstroke. She goes alongside the defending champion as the 2012 champion in this event. Tupo Neufi goes for New Zealand in lane 6. The 20-year-old from Auckland, a gold medalist in the women's 100 backstroke. Another multiple medalist at these games, Palazzo, with a gold in the relay, silver in the IM, and bronze in the 400 freestyle. Cecilia Geronimo de Araujo goes in lane 5 for Brazil. And indeed, Victoria Ischilova for RPC goes in lane 4. She's pulled out of a few events she was initially entered into to focus on a few, and the 16-year-old will have a chance here. She's the European champion with a 30.6 at the European Championships to claim the title. She swam at the World Championships at 31 that saw her finish 4th. Palazzo, 4x50 relay success for Italy. 4x100 rather. Relay success. Ischulova should be the favorite. Watch out too for Tupu Neufi, who goes for New Zealand. In lane 6, this is the Brazilian alongside her. Mackenzie Cohen, the defending champion, going in 1. So getting away very nicely is Neufi going in lane 6, the New Zealander. Said on social media this is not her fastest event, but indeed she has decided to come out with a mindset of go fast or go home. And indeed she's come out with that mindset and already secured gold at these championships. But it is Shulova who is looking strongest in the pool right now. She's absolutely clawing her way through the water here. The 2017 world champion and second at the 2019 world championships. The Brazilian looks to be coming home second. Is it going to be a medal for the Brazilian? Palazzo with a 3rd place behind Rojo and Ischulova just outside the middle, Sneufi. What a swim from Ischulova. Mackenzie Cohen, a 33.18. But outside her Paralympic record time. But Mallory Wegerman, also an S7 swimmer, I can tell you, has come home in a time that sees her just outside a Paralympic record in the S7 class, the S7 swimmers. But Palazzo, Ischulova and De Rojo can celebrate medals.
And here they come in the start. And Ischulova, she spends so much time underwater, which is critical in a 50 because you want to use that kick, especially for her where she only has the use here of one arm. And what she does here is she keeps stroking consistently throughout, and she doesn't even appear to tire at all. She's way ahead of everyone else, even in just a 50.
So what a swim from Ischulova. 29.91. She's edging closer and closer to breaking that 29-second mark. Alice Tai, the world record holder, a 28.97 swim. And Ischulova sub 30 seconds and almost a second clear of Cecilia Geronimo de Araujo, who finishes in silver medal position with Xenia Francesca Palazzo, the 23-year-old Italian, claiming her 4th medal in 5 events as she concludes her Tokyo 2020 on the podium. This is the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB12 final. And this is one of those wide open races that could be decided anywhere. It's a race that you might fancy a Ukrainian victor in. The first of 3 Ukrainians to go in the final is Danilo Chufarov. Already a 5-time Paralympic Games medalist. Chufarov, who goes out in lane 8. Fine individual medley swimmer as well. Daniel Geraldo Correa of Colombia goes in lane 1, looking for an opportunity to edge out any other swimmers. Sergei Punko, the 40-year-old who's swimming in his 4th event here. 4 gold medals at the Paralympic Games previously. Never, however, in the breaststroke events. Sergei Klippert, silver in the men's 100-meter backstroke, the man from Dnipro. A great breaststroker, a great backstroker. For Saifutinov of RPC goes in one of his 3 events. looking for his first Paralympic medal in lane 6. Now this is a man who could produce a bit of a surprise. He's only in his second event, but he is the Paralympic Games champion from Rio de Janeiro. Vali Israfilov goes in lane 5 for Azerbaijan, who have already had success at these games through Raman Salai. But the third of the Ukrainians going in this final is 33-year-old Oleksiy Fedina. He has, in 3 previous Paralympic Games, been #1 on the podium in the SB13 classification, a 5-time gold medalist overall. And he is the world record holder, is Fedina. Izotao should be a massive challenge to the reigning world champions' hopes of claiming gold here.
So the world record is held by Fedina. He'll be swimming in lane 4, that center lane. He hasn't been his world record, though, in about 7 years. So to beat this field, he's going to have to get pretty close to it.
Ukraine's Oleksiy Fedina, the reigning world champion, world record holder, but he lost the European title to Vali Israfilov in May. Defending Paralympic champion in Vladimir Izotao from Belarus. Another one to watch here is the defending champion, 5-time world championships, 4-time European championships medalist as well. And so they go against one another here in a battle in the opening 50. At the moment, though, it is looking to be a very good swim from Fedina, who's up by half a meter.
Right, now this is the SB12 classification, so the vision of these swimmers falls in between those in SB13 and SB11. Many of them count their strokes, and really what distinguishes the level of vision is their the radius and how far they can really see. But right now, it's Fedina who's coming home very strong.
So Fedina is coming home very strong, right on world record pace for now. Is that something that is going to come into play? Will he be around that world medal mark, that world record mark? It is Israfilov who is coming back at him now. The man who beat him at the European Championships is going to repeat at the Paralympic Games. It is a Paralympic record and a 3rd gold medal for Azerbaijan in the pool at Tokyo 2020. A massive celebration from Israfilov as he finishes ahead of Fedina. And Sayvutinov looks like he's taken the bronze medal here. That's how you celebrate. A Paralympic record in 1:04.86. He was down with 10 minutes to go, 10 meters to go, and he won by over a second, or almost a second. Artur Sayvutinov feeling a little hard done by. He was closing on Fedina too.
He was, and it was definitely Fedina who went out the strongest here in this first 50. He was leading most of the way during this 100, and you can even see him coming into the wall. Right here, it's Fedina with the lead. But then he just got chased down during the second 50. I mean, it was really just that last 10 meters where right now, Israfilov, he just comes in and he out-touches him. What a finish.
That is not a bad swim, you would say. Man who's studying electrical engineering, absolutely electric in the pool. 18 years old. This must be the most exceptional of feelings. It was good enough when he won gold at the European Championships, and now he is a Paralympic Games champion. Israfilov in Paralympic record time, 1:04.86 ahead of Fedina, with Sayvutinov finishing in 3rd. Izotao, he long-time perennial contender, finds himself out of the medals. Now for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB12 final. An event that'll be the final of the evening in what is swimming competition's 8th day of 10 in the pool at the Tokyo Aquatic Center. Lucelinda Silva Sousa of Brazil goes in lane 1 in this final. She's already picked up a 49-point relay silver for Brazil. Going for Kazakhstan in 7. A finalist at the Asian Para Games and at the European Championships. Belkis Dayanara Motaechari goes in 2 for Venezuela. Singapore's Sophie Soon or Soon Jinwei goes in lane 6 for Singapore into breaststroke final after the World Championships in London, where she finished 8th. Yarina Matlo goes in lane 3 for Ukraine. While Daria Lukyanenko, 19 years old, just outside the medals in the 200 individual medley. She goes in lane 5. The London World Championship silver medalist. But Maria Carolina Gomes Santiago, the 36-year-old from Brazil, who has already claimed a bronze in the 100 backstroke, a silver in the 400 freestyle relay 49-pointer, and indeed 2 incredible freestyle golds, 50 and 100 doubles she completed. The world record is held by the German Elena Kravtsov, and Carolina Pelendritu's Paralympic record still stands. Both have subsequently been reclassified. Pelendritu is S11, while S13 now, SB13 for Kravtsov. Starting off with Ukrainian Yarina Matlo. There is Gomes Santiago. Now this was the one event that she failed to medal in at the World Championships in London. But bear in mind, she had only been para-swimming for a year when she failed to medal. Now she's been para-swimming for 3 years, and although it doesn't seem like a great deal of time, the fact that she has medaled in all bar the women's 100 fly final, in what is her last event of 6, she could claim a 5th medal here with a good time. Final event on day 8 of the swimming competition is the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB12 final, and Maria Carolina Gomes Santiago goes out very quickly. An incredible start. She's just having the most incredible competition across the opening week of competition. She has been virtually untouchable, and she's a body length in front of Daria Lukyanenko. And she approaches the opening 50.
You know, it's true. She really has been untouchable. And one thing to note is that in many of her events, the SB12s or the S12s have actually swam with the S13s. So she's been swimming with swimmers who have less vision impairment than she does. Yet she's still managing to medal and sometimes even win. That's how good she is. And look at her stroke. I mean, she's more than a body length ahead of the person in second right now. She's way ahead of everyone else.
It looks like Yarina Matlo is in medal position and perhaps bronze medal position at the moment, just fading a little on Lukyanenko, who's in silver medal position. As Yarina Matlo pushes for a bronze medal, she is well behind Lukyanenko, and this Brazilian superstar, who at 36 sets a Paralympic record on her way to a 3rd gold medal of these games. It is Matlo who takes the bronze medal. Lukyanenko successfully swimming to silver. And the finishing coming now from Soon of Singapore, who misses the podium by one, a 1:29.52 for Soon. But Gomes Santiago, another delight for the Brazilian. Lukyanenko, head in hands, exhausted, and perhaps trying to figure out how to beat this woman in sprints. Anything 100 meters and down, she is going to be a danger. At her first Paralympic Games, in just the third year of competition, she's picked up her third gold medal and a fifth medal in 6 events. Well, that's a very good bronze medal for Jarina Matlo. Twice she's been in the medals previously. Going back to Beijing 2008, swimming in the water cube, she picked up a breaststroke bronze, and then in London as well.
But Gomes Santiago, just off the blocks, she led this 100-meter breaststroke the entire way. Look at the height she gets. Look at the way the arms come together. Such a beautiful stroke. And here, this is the S12 classification, so she does take that tap to come into the wall. A beautifully timed turn. Does this slight underwater, she does an underwater, gets way far ahead though at the turn, and then just continues to maintain that stroke coming in to the final 5 meters. And she went 1:14.89, excellent time for her. What a way to end the session.
On a high, as Maria Gomes Santiago, many of her friends, I believe, call her Carol for her middle name. But a Paralympic record to end day 8 of the competition as Maria Carolina Gomes Santiago swims to victory for a third time in 6 events and ends her Tokyo 2020 with 5 medals and a third gold. Daria Lukyanenko, she was left with head in hands as she came for the silver, and Jarina Matlo, a fine bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony.
Now for the victory ceremony in the women's 200-meter individual medley SM9. Medalists making their way out. A little wave from Sophie Pascoe. There have been many concerned individuals after this medal ceremony was postponed as she needed medical attention after her win. Sawada Jun is the president and CEO of Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Corporation. He will present the medals and be accompanied by Motohashi Hirotaka, the Vice President of Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly.
Bronze medalist representing Spain, gold medalist, Spain, Ria Marquez Soto.
The bronze medalist representing Spain, Nuria Marques. The 22-year-old Spaniard has continued to impress in the pool after her 200 individual medley bronze. Lives and trains in Barcelona, a former freestyle champion at the Paralympic Games. But for a first time, after a 2017 swim that saw her crowned world champion in Mexico City, she's on the podium at the Paralympic Games in an IM event with bronze. The 19-year-old Hungarian Sofia Konkoli. IM 5 years ago in Rio de Janeiro was not an event she managed to get anywhere close to the final in. 14th in the classifications. She's been focusing and Since Mexico City, the world champs, she's been pushing. And finally, she was crowned European champion in Funchal in May. She has swum to a silver medal, her second silver of the Paralympic Games, but her first in an IM.
Paralympic champion representing New Zealand. 金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、ニュージーランド、Sophie Pascoe.
But the gold medalist is a popular champion. She's had her fair share of concerns in the build-up to this event, indeed at the event itself. But Sophie Pascoe, I imagine she would be trending on social media all throughout the Southern Hemisphere right now, and indeed around the world. Sophie Pascoe looks longingly at what is her 11th Paralympic Games gold medal. Sophie Pascoe, her fourth medal in 4 events, after a bronze in the back and a silver in the breast. It's a 200 IM gold medal, a sentimental favorite. She's always been among the most versatile of swimmers, and she's proved it again by claiming victory in the women's 200-meter individual medley. There's Sophie Pascoe of New Zealand, 4 medals at Tokyo 2020 to go with her career 15 before this. It's a remarkable haul. One team, one spirit, the New Zealand Paralympic Committee go with. Sophie Pascoe has brought the spirit. Konkoli has got silver, and Marquez with bronze. Now for the victory ceremony of the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB13. An event in which the great Belarusian swimmer Iarboki swam but did not medal. It's only the 2nd race in his career. And these are 3 of the 4 men who beat him.
Medals will be presented by Miss Louisa Compton.
The medals to be presented by Louisa Compton, Head of News and Current Affairs and Sport at Channel 4 in the UK. And she'll be accompanied by Mr. Enomoto Yuichi, the Chairman of Koto City Council.
Bronze medalist representing Kazakhstan, gold medalist
Nurdaulet ZumagAli of Kazakhstan is the bronze medalist in what was an extraordinary race for so many reasons. A student athlete and studying physical education in Almaty. And he has swum himself onto the podium as Kazakhstan's first medalist at these Paralympic Games in the pool.
Silver medalist representing United States of America. David Henry Abrahams.
David Abrams, unlike the bronze medalist, is not studying physical education. He's studying mathematics at Harvard University, the Ivy League. And his brother currently competing for Penn State University in Pennsylvania. It's a family of achievers. With David Abrams in an event he would have noted he could win. He swam a fast time, 1:04.38, not too far out the previous world record.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
Paralympic champion, Deutsch.
Taliso Engel.
To break a world record is special. To break your own world record twice in a day is another thing entirely. And Taliso Engel has managed to set the world record twice in a day. A superb swim. Alexei Fedina's record that stood from Montreal broken in the morning. And by evening, it belonged to the young German as he claims Germany's first gold medal in the pool at Tokyo 2020. And now for the national anthem of Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Yes, ma'am. Paralympic medalist です。
Paralympic medalists in world record time. Taliso Engel, the first swimmer to go sub 1:03 in the 100 breaststroke SB13. David Abrams is your silver medalist, and Nurdalet Jummagali of Kazakhstan, the bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB13。皆様、ただいまより女子 100m 平泳ぎ SB13 の表彰式を行います。Please welcome the medalists. メダリストをお迎えください。
Now for the medalists and the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke class SB13.
Bronze medalist representing United States of America.
銅メダリスト、アメリカ合衆国。
Colleen Young.
Winning the bronze medal from the United States of America is Colleen Young. This is Colleen's second medal of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, as she's already won a silver medal in the women's 200-meter individual medley.
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
銀メダリスト、英国。
Rebecca Redford.
Winning the silver medal from Great Britain is Rebecca Redfern. This was a particularly emotional swim for her, as she just had a baby in July of 2020. And so if the games had not been delayed, she would likely not have been able to participate.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、ドイツ。
Elena Krotto.
And winning the gold medal from Germany is Elena Kravso. This is Elena's first medal of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. And what a remarkable swim it was for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Germany.
皆様、ドイツ国歌の演奏です。
And now the national anthem of Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the women's 100-meter breaststroke class SB13. Winning the gold medal from Germany is Elena Kravso. Winning the silver medal from Great Britain, Rebecca Redfern, and winning the bronze medal from the United States is Colleen Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 50m freestyle S5。皆様、ただいまより男子 50m 自由形 S5 の表彰式を行います。
Welcome the medalists. メダリストをお迎えください。
And now the victory ceremony for the men's 50m freestyle class S5.
The medals will be presented by Ms. Louise Compton, Head of News and Current Affairs and Sport at Channel 4 in the UK.
メダルの贈呈は英国チャンネル4ニュース知事スポーツ部門長。
Accompanied by Ms. Momii Keiko, Senior Executive Board Member of the Tokyo Organizing Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
続きまして、東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会常務理事。
Bronze medalist representing People's Republic of China,
銅メダリスト、中華人民共和国。
Wang Liqiao.
Winning the bronze medal from the People's Republic of China is Wang Liqiao. Wang Liqiao has medaled in every event that he swam so far here in Tokyo, and this represents his 5th medal of the Games.
Silver medalist representing People's Republic of China,
銀メダリスト、中華人民共和国。
Yuan Weiyi.
And winning the silver medal from the People's Republic of China is Yuan Weiyi. This is his 3rd medal of the Tokyo Games, as he's already won a gold medal in the relay and a bronze in the 50m butterfly.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing People's Republic of China,
金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、中華人民共和国。
Zheng Tao.
And winning the gold medal from the People's Republic of China in Paralympic record time is Zheng Tao. This is Zheng Tao's 4th gold medal of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, and his gold completes the Chinese lockout of the men's 50m freestyle in the S5 class.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of People's Republic of China.
And now the anthem of the People's Republic of China.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the men's 50-meter freestyle class S5, winning the gold from the People's Republic of China, Zhang Tao, winning the silver from the People's Republic of China, Yuan Weiyi, and winning the bronze from the People's Republic of China is Wang Liqiao.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The victory ceremony for the women's 50-meter freestyle S8.
皆様、ただいまより女子 50m 自由形 S8 の表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
メダリストをお迎えください。
Now for the victory ceremony for the women's 50-meter freestyle class S8.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Akizuki Nobuto, Sales Director of Samsung Electronics Japan.
メダルの贈呈はサムスン電子ジャパン株式会社セールスディレクター。
Accompanied by Ms. Momii Keiko, Senior Executive Board Member of the Tokyo Organizing Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
続きまして、東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会常務理事。
Bronze medalist representing Italy,
銅メダリスト、イタリア。
Xenia Francesca Palazzo.
Representing Italy and winning the bronze medal is Xenia Francesca Palazzo. This represents Palazzo's 4th medal of the Tokyo Games, as well as her 2nd bronze medal.
Silver medalist representing Brazil,
銀メダリスト、ブラジル。
Cecilia Kathleen Geronimo de Araujo.
Representing Brazil and winning the silver medal is Cecilia Kathleen Geronimo de Araujo. This silver medal not only represents Araujo's first individual medley of the Tokyo Games, but it represents her first medal at any Paralympics.
Victoria Ishilova.
Representing the Russian Paralympic Committee and winning the gold medal is Victoria Ishilova. This represents Ishilova's first individual medley of the Tokyo Games. And she had pulled out of the 100-meter backstroke to concentrate on this 50-meter freestyle, and it certainly paid off as she swam to a gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of RPC.
And now the anthem of the RPC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists. 皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
And here are the Paralympic medalists for the women's 50-meter freestyle class S8. Winning the gold medal from the Russian Paralympic Committee is Victoria Ishilova. Winning the silver medal from Brazil is Cecilia Kathleen Geronimo de Araujo. And winning the bronze medal from Italy is Ginia Francesca Palazzo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's.
This is the victory ceremony for the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB12. Mr. Akizuki Nobuto, the sales director of Samsung Electronics Japan, will present the medals. And Momi Keiko, the senior executive board member of the Tokyo 2020 organizing committee, will accompany him.
Bronze medalist representing RPC.
銅メダリスト RPC
Artur Saifutdinov.
Artur Saifutdinov is the bronze medalist, a man who had yet to medal in an individual event at either the European Championships, the World Championships, or the Paralympic Games. Studying to become a physical education coach has helped him understand his body, its movement, how it works. And now he's on the podium. Artur Saifudinov of RPC is a bronze medalist.
Silver medalist representing Ukraine,金メダリスト Ukraine, Oleksiy Fedina.
Just 33 years old. He knew he was up against it with an 18-year-old who had beaten him at the European Championships, swimming alongside him. It is not to take anything away from the remarkable career of Oleksiy Fedina. Although the reigning European Championship silver medalist, he's a three-time Paralympic Games champion over the 100-meter breaststroke and a four-time world champion over the distance. Leading towards the end, he was ultimately pipped silver in the men's 100 breaststroke SB12.
Medalist and Paralympic champion representing Azerbaijan,金メダリスト Paralympic champion Azerbaijan, Vali Israfilov.
Vali Israfilov is just 18 years old, and to upset one of the all-time greats in your sport is an achievement. And he's not done it once, he's done it twice this year. First at the European Champs, the delayed championships that were held in May. After claiming bronze at the World Championships in 2019. The European champion swam a 104.86 and is the gold medalist and Paralympic champion in Paralympic record time.
Of Azerbaijan.
皆様、アゼルバイジャン国歌の演奏です。
The very first Azerbaijan gold medal at the Paralympic Games in the pool came from Natalie Pronina. She swam in the 100 breaststroke. The very first male gold medal in the pool at the Paralympic Games was in the 100-meter backstroke from Raman Salai, who stands watching on. Vali Israfilov is a champion of the men's 100 breaststroke ahead of Oleksiy Fedina and Artur Saifudinov. And now for the final victory ceremony of day 8 of competition. This is the victory ceremony for the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB12. Mr. Akizuki Nobuto, sales director of Samsung Electronics Japan, will present the medals. Naomi Keiko senior executive board member of Tokyo 2020, will accompany him.
Bronze medalist representing Ukraine, 銅メダリストウクライナ、ヤリナ・マトロー。
Some may have argued that she was past her victorious best, Yarina Matlo. And in her first two events, she failed to medal. She did, however, qualify for the finals. And the Ukrainian from Mariupol, a three-time Paralympic Games medalist, has become a four-time Paralympic Games medalist as she claims her third 100-meter breaststroke SB12 medal, all bronzes from Beijing, London, and now Tokyo.
Representing RPC, 金メダリスト RPC, Daria Lukyanenko.
The 19-year-old Daria Lukyanenko had been looking for a gold medal, seeking a successful swim in the pool after what was a morale-boosting 100-meter breaststroke silver medal at the World Championships. And she swam 1:15 in London. Representing RPC, she is, however, the silver medalist.
And Paralympic champion, representing Brazil, 金メダリスト、パラリンピックチャンピオン、ブラジル、Maria Carolina Gomez-Santiago.
Taking a gold medal in Paralympic record time is Maria Carolina Gomes-Santiago, the Brazilian who claimed the 50 and 100-meter freestyle doubles so expertly, so utterly sensationally. She's also now won the women's 100-meter breaststroke SB12, which brings Tokyo 2020 to an end for the Brazilian from Recife.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
5 medals and her third gold. She ends Tokyo 2020 as a champion. A fantastic swim and a glorious celebration, bringing to a close Tokyo 2020 for this incredible competitor, Maria Gomes-Santiago of Brazil. Gold for the third time in Japan, ahead of Daria Lukyanenko, RPC, who takes silver, and Yari Inamatlo for a third time in her career, a bronze medalist in the women's 100-meter breaststroke. Well, as the medalists depart the immediate presentation area where they will now be interviewed by the world's media, is where we will leave it for this evening in terms of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Another successful evening in the pool for RPC, certainly for Azerbaijan, as they add a fourth gold medal at the Paralympic Games in the pool. Not at these games, but overall. On a night in which the great Brazilian Daniel Dias bowed out 27 Paralympic Games medals in his career, Sophie Pascoe achieved medal number 19 and 11th gold medal in the pool for New Zealand. And she maintained her spot and extended it as the all-time leading Paralympian for her country. There were some emotional medals, including Pelendrito's win in world record time over Magia to claim the women's 100 breaststroke SB7 title after initially winning it in Athens in 2004, 17 years on. That in itself is sensational. Aurélie Rivard, world record time for her as she took out the women's 400-meter freestyle S10 title among the many wins. Zheng Tao confirming his fourth gold medal in 5 events at the pool Tokyo Aquatic Center. That concludes then day 8's action from the pool. 15 medals have been dished out. There are only 31 to go in the 2 remaining days.